Welcome, Internet, back to the Cable Trash Cast podcast of fucking season 2, baby. I'm your host, Occult Tooner, and I'm here with Alex, and Pale, and Foil. So,
Oh,
introduce yourself, guys.
um,
Uh, oh, okay. I guess in the order that's here. Alex, the Menace, or Alex One, but I don't like to call myself Alex One. Uh,
But you're
yeah,
number one, Alex.
yeah, I exist. This season, I've upgraded to like a red arm. I don't know if you guys could tell, like I have a red arm now. So if you didn't recognize me, that's why. And I'm getting paid double the salary from the last season. So
Yeah,
Damn.
he's the only one getting paid.
What?
He's the favorite
Y'all getting
child.
paid? What?
you guys are getting paid?
Damn.
okay, but yeah, that's me. Moving on.
Moving on, Alex.
Hello. I'm Alex, also going by Alex Likes Toons on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Haven't been uploading a bunch of stuff lately. I'm currently doing YouTube video editing. I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop specifics yet. I will.
Whoa, you added for Markiplier?
Hello.
No way.
Actually, Markiplier is right here. Markiplier is right here with me. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
I'm sorry, Markiplier.
Now, this game has been requested by a lot of you lately. Is that the bite of 87?
Is that the?
Was that the bite of 87?
Ethan.
But I tend to be active on like Twitter, and so that's where I'm posting most stuff and retweeting garbage. But be sure to keep a lookout on like my Twitch and YouTube to see if I ever upload some stuff on my own.
Nice. All right. Pale.
I'm Pale, Iguana, or Pale for short. I'm an artist. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, and I do stuff. Sometimes I post every once in a while. And my Twitter is at the Aquatic Bunny. So yee.
Eve.
E.
All right. Foil.
Okay, so I'm Royal Foil, but it can be short for Foil. And I got an account on Instagram, SoundCloud, and Steam. And they're also like the real Royal Foil or something like that. It's got me in the description, so.
Yeah, I'll put them all in the description. You know, I'm just your usual host, Occult Tooner. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you know, also you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Time to move on to our first topic. You know, we're continuing on with our Adult Swim talk, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna just keep going for a couple more episodes if we find more episodes to talk about, or different series really. And
Honestly, you could have an entire episode just talking about Adult Swim bumpers.
yep.
Like,
Oh.
I know it's been a while, but Pibby is still a thing, possibly.
One day.
Maybe. In,
Oh.
in 3 years.
When everyone stops caring.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
perfect
how
time
it'll
to
be.
release
We need,
it.
yeah, we need more. We need 7 more seasons of Rick and Morty. You know.
Yeah.
100 episodes.
Rick and Morty forever.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just head into the first topic of the day: King of the Hill.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
So
Bobby.
Bobby.
I guess we'll start from the top. So first thing is favorite episodes. Alex, the Menace. What would you consider your favorite
Oh,
episode?
there's so many good episodes. But I think like a personal favorite of mine, like ever since I was younger, is like when Bobby learned self-defense.
Ah!
I love that. one.
Yes. That's my first.
Yeah, it's just always been a favorite of mine because it's just like every time it's on, and I don't know, I just think it's really hilarious just because like I don't know, it's just a really funny episode to me. I also really love the one where Bobby gets hooked onto well not Bobby but Bobby starts smoking and then Hank kind of falls back into the habit and Peggy. And then the only one who snaps them out of it is Luann. That's a really good one also because it's a funny one also, but like I don't know, it's just like a kind of a good one character episode. Like Bobby's impressionable and young, Hank's like a hard ass. Peggy is Peggy. I don't remember what Peggy does in that episode. And Luann is kind of like this like outsider but voice of reason in it, and it's like I don't know, it's a nice episode.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like sorry.
oh no, okay. I think those are like the two that stand out the most off the top right now. I'm trying to think. So there's like another one that I'm like really like
Right, that's
to
fine.
right now. I don't know. Yeah, those two. Those are probably my two favorites, or the ones that come to mind.
I guess we'll move on to Alex Sue until like you remember any dirt one. So Alex Sue, favorite episode.
There are a few episodes that I really enjoy. I enjoyed the episode with the ants. I haven't seen too far into King of the Hill, but I did enjoy the episode with the ants. And another one I thoroughly enjoyed is the fishing bait episode. With
That's a good one. Yeah. The drives into the neighborhood with like the hip hop music playing. And it's like the little like funny looping music.
Yeah, they throw out like they throw.
Crack.
I love the gag where it's like they throw the fish back and it swims back into his hand.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
that's just some good ass bait. Okay.
Oh yeah, because Hank's just really confused and it's like just putting the fish back, and then the fish just like looks at Hank and just jumps back in.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the I don't know. It reminds me of that Simpsons gag where like they like the house on fire and Homer like was it Flanders who tries to get Homer out of the house?
Yeah,
Yes,
he throws
yeah.
down, he
Yeah,
bounces
then he
on the
throws him
mattress.
out like then he just bounces back into the window, which is really funny. Yeah. Okay. But sorry, continue.
Those have to be. And what I love about King of the Hill is that it's always, while it does get ridiculous, it never goes outside of like reality. Everything that happens in the show is within the realm of believability to some extent.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice to see from like it really does set itself apart from like other primetime adult animated series that were coming out at that time.
For sure. Yeah, like South Park and well, South Park's the only one I can think of that came out at the time, but yeah, South Park and other stuff. Family Guy later on.
It's like it's so down to earth, yet it still feels just as like hectic. And I really love the writer's talent to do that.
It's the best slice of life anime ever been created.
It honestly is.
It's amazing.
Characters are compelling. Nothing seems to be out of place.
Like me and my dad like really do. We did watch King of the Hill together for a lot for like a while back, and me and my dad have like a very similar connection that like Hank Hill has with Bobby, because like Hank is is raised on very traditional values. He was raised in sort of the old-fashioned way, and then you have Bobby, who's sort of part of a new generation, and basically these two have trouble connecting. But at the end of the day, they still love each other. And that's like a relationship that I've always kind of had with my dad too. We've sort of always been on like different wavelengths, but we're always sort of there for each other at the end.
That's sweet.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to add on favorite episode, Alex?
Nothing that I can think of at the moment that leaps out to me, at least. I haven't seen too much of King of the Hill though, so
Okay.
that it might change over time.
All right. I guess I'll move on to myself, and I've written here like on my notes is episodes I liked were Alex the Menace mentioned the Bobby Hill one, where he learned
Which one?
self-defense.
I mentioned.
There's
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Just because that's my purse line. It's just it's just that funny. I really
He kicks Hank in the crotch, and it's really funny.
Yeah,
Let's see. Another one is
you have a medical disorder.
another one I really liked is the when Hank Hill becomes a substitute teacher.
Oh yeah, that's like a nice one. Yeah.
It really shows how like great of a character Hank Hill actually is, and how good of a role model is in that show.
He's like great with kids, except Bobby. Basically, that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, that's the irony.
like
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, the irony that he's like, in theory, he'd be like a fantastic father, but like for
Oh, yeah,
some
he
reason with
tries
Bobby, he's just
so
kind of
hard.
weird.
He's like he does. There are so many things he does to like try to bond with his son that just end up failing.
Yeah,
Bobby's just an outlier.
He's like, I don't know, Dad.
it's okay, Dad.
Yeah, but like but Bobby like still recognizes that his dad's just trying to bond with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hank's a good father.
Let me see. What else? In my own notes is that Y2K episode of King of the Hill.
Oh,
Is-
that one's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, the toilet. Oh yeah, when well, I mean, oh yeah, it's like people were buying toilet paper, right? I can't
Yeah.
remember, right?
Yeah, he probably gets, like,
yeah.
toilet
And then when
paper.
quarantine started, like a couple, which oh my god, 2 years ago,
Yeah,
but
everyone
when
was
that started,
reposting.
yeah, on Twitter, people were just posting that clip. It's like, Jesus, that's funny.
Relatable.
It's just what I wanted.
It's too relatable.
Uh,
And let's see, and the last one in my notes is just the one where Bobby eats like that 72-ounce steak.
Oh god.
I don't remember much about the episode. I just like that moment of just Bobby being like, "Well, fuck you, man. Fuck you, vegetarian. I'm just gonna eat this whole steak by myself."
oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I love it when like kid characters actually act like kids.
Yeah.
Like they wrote like the way they write Bobby is so convincingly how a kid would act. And kids are funny. They just say funny shit like it's nothing.
Yeah.
That is true. Right, move on to Pell. So Pell, favorite episodes.
Same
Okay.
as most of y'all, I like the Bobby Goes Nuts episode. That's my purse. I don't
Yeah.
know you.
I don't know you.
That's the third person that mentions
There's
that
a-
episode. I think I think
There's
that
a
might be
few
the fan
times where Bobby
favorite.
goes nuts. There's one point where he like gets brainwashed by like an ant queen.
Oh yeah, which that's really weird when I think about that. Like it's a down to earth show, but then there's like weird, like subtly weird stuff like that. But
I mean, my headcanon is that Bobby is just like is just pretending. It like how
he just
when you-
has yeah.
like how if you give a kid like a drink and tell them it's alcohol, they'll act like they're drunk. So he overhears about like pheromones, and now he thinks he's under their control.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like a placebo effect. Like he just kind of
Yeah.
has a very overactive imagination.
Oh, totally. It
Okay, Pell. Continue.
Sorry. I like Cops and Robert. It's like the episode where like Hank accidentally takes some guy's wallet, and the guy goes after him all the way to Hooters, and like Dale is like
Dale's
being, like,
working
a
there.
waitress there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
thought
that
that
the
one was
one where
funny.
Oh, I was thinking, is that
sorry.
the one where like someone accidentally gets shot, like or something, or no, never mind. I was thinking of a
No,
different
no, just
episode. I like the marijuana one also. I just
Mar-
remembered that one when Hank's like, "Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
Oh, the marijuana.
this must be a side effect of the marijuana poisoning."
of the marijuana.
There's the
Yeah.
Hank's backstory where he has is it no urethra, no butt or whatever?
Narrow
No,
He
your
has no
urethra.
ass.
Oh, ass
He's got
syndrome.
no. He's got no ass.
I like how
syndrome.
you said no.
He
No
also has a
urethra.
narrow. He has a narrow urethra.
Oh,
If he
narrow
had no
urethra.
Yeah, narrow. I was gonna say if he had no urethra, I don't know how he
That this poor
would
soul.
Yeah, like how would he do a lot of things?
Damn.
Like
Um,
Peggy's like she's. I remember she's like she's trying to give him a confident boost. Like, listen here, Hank, you had a son despite your narrow
Narrow-
urethra.
Nigga, you're not supposed to tell people that.
Reminds me that the ass implant episode is pretty funny too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He wears like he gets like a really thick ass or something.
Say, damn,
Oh,
Hank.
ass, man.
I'm trying to sell propane and propane accessories, but I'm dummy thick.
Damn, Hank.
That
So
was a
thick.
good impression.
And I also like the Raise the Stakes episode. It's like the episode where like he goes to like what's the store called? Forgot.
Oh, Sugarfoot Barbecue or whatever.
No, he goes like
The
I don't know what
the
it's called.
Walmart.
Their
Oh, yeah,
Walmart.
Mega
yeah.
Megalomart. The
Megalomart.
Megalomart.
Yeah. he goes there and he wants a steak, and they eat it, and they're like, it tastes like nothing. It tastes like shit. So he goes and like some guy says, "Hey, I know a place," and it
Yeah,
takes him to like
Appleseed.
some like organic steak where like
Oh no.
they have like organic food and shit.
Oh yeah, like a vegan place, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
was
Hank
like, "Dang."
actually wait,
He
I
really
forgot what
likes it.
happens. Yeah, he really likes it, but I forgot if he like doesn't like it anymore because he realizes it's vegan. I forgot what's the problem. Like what
No,
makes him like
he liked it. He did everything he
oh
could to
oh it
save
just
it.
didn't oh it just
Yeah,
didn't
because they
work
would
out.
like
Yeah.
eventually like the people sold out.
Oh.
Right, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that
But he
episode, but
told
yeah, I
the
remember that one.
guy, he's like, take the cows somewhere,
Yeah, in the
somewhere.
backyard.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah.
Any other
Oh,
episodes, Pale?
No, I think that's what I could think of.
Okay.
There's several, yeah.
Oh, Foil.
That's it.
Your favorite episodes of King of the Hill?
Oh boy. So like one of my favorite ones is definitely the pilot episode.
Yeah,
It's
it's a great one.
It's definitely one of the best pilot episodes of many shows because of the fact that like they already have the characters fleshed out,
Yeah.
and you can basically get the idea from the characters, and it also has a bunch of quotable lines too.
I still probably one of my favorite lines in the show is in that, and it immediately hooked me. Just like it nails, like immediately sells like Hank Hill's dialect. He's like, American automotive has not improved since the president went to Japan and vomited on their executives.
Do you practice doing a Hank Hill impression, or it just comes naturally to you?
I don't practice it too much. I just like
Alex
it's
is,
mainly when me and my dad would be watching it. We would just like quote these funny lines to each other.
Ah, fair.
I feel
Alex
like after
is just
you
secretly
listen-
Hank Hill.
I was reincarnated when Hank of the Hill was canceled.
Isn't that the name of an episode? Hank of the Hill.
I feel like
I don't know.
there should be one like that.
Maybe?
Yeah, it's 22 minutes of Hank standing on a hill in the distance waving.
It's a very surreal episode. It was a very bold choice of season 6 to go to, start off season
Right.
6 just Hank
Yeah.
standing on a hill.
Anyway, Royal, you're saying?
Yeah, speaking of the seasons, like season 1 is probably one of my favorite ones because of the fact that it's really weird. Because you have like the episode, about the fire ants, they're on Bobby, and you had the one where Bobby was making out with the plastic whitehead.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Whoa!
That was really impressive.
What else? Oh yeah, and then the one about smoking, because it sounds like something that'll be on Family Guy or American Dad, where it's like you have like one of the family members start smoking, and then
Yeah.
the whole household to start smoking. It doesn't really
Well,
sound like a
Yeah,
King
because
of
it's
the
like
Hill
have a whole
episode.
carton then.
Well, I mean, it works because like the whole thing is like Hank and Peggy used to smoke, and Hank is just kind of like has this dumb old-fashioned way of like, if I make him smoke so much that he'll get sick, he'll never want to come back to it. But like, of course, he's like doesn't know that that'll just make it worse. He's like, yeah, he'll feel sick, but like all that nicotine's gonna be in his system, and once he feels
Yeah.
better, he's gonna want more of it.
And isn't that like
Yeah.
isn't the big twist that was what Hank's father did to him?
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
how he got. Yeah, that's how we got him off of it. And by got him off of it, it's like Hank used to just smoke a lot with Peggy, and
Yeah.
it works. It's not like it's not outlandish for King of the Hill. I mean,
Yeah,
because
it's
you're saying
something that
it sounds
people
like a
still
family.
do.
Yeah. When Hank gets criticized for it, like when he goes to church or something, and he like tells them, or like they've realized that Hank method is like, oh, like I did this, and they're like, what the fuck, Hank? Like that's a terrible way to get your kid to stop smoking by making him smoke more. I don't know. Good episode. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What else? Let me see, like some other episodes that I really like is the one where it was the one with the prostitute or whatever.
Yes. Is that the one I was thinking about, where like she gets shot and like ends up in a dumpster or something? Or
Oh
Oh
god.
no, that was one of my other favorite episodes, but that was Debbie.
Oh.
And then the one I'm talking about is like Snoop Dogg was in it. You remember?
oh, the
Oh,
pimp
yeah, it
one.
was
The
in
pimp.
that
Yeah,
episode.
the pimp one. I'm on your ass.
She's my hoe now.
Oh,
pimp-
I love that.
marrying his hoe.
Oh.
Oh my! I love that. I love the quote from. I can't remember what episode it was from, but it was when Hank goes blind. And he's like, and he's just like, while he's just looking out into space, he's like, "The first ass I see, I'm kicking it."
Oh yeah, and his eyes are like his eyes are like cross-eyed once he says that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he goes blind because he sees his parents. He sees his mom having sex, and
Oh. I forgot.
I go
I
blind
forgot
too.
that was why.
I forgot too, but then I was like trying to remember, like, why did he go blind? It's like, oh yeah, he got traumatized, and he goes to the doctor. It's like sometimes that happens. You go blind from trauma. Like you see something so horrifying, your brain shuts off your vision.
Oh my, that's good.
Poor
Yeah.
Hank. Yeah.
What else?
Hank,
Wait,
classic.
any other episodes?
I mean, there's a lot of really great episodes of King of the Hill. I mean, you can practically make another video about it too.
We'll watch every
Um,
single episode right now on the podcast.
Oh wait, do you guys know
Oh.
the story of how like Boomhauer got his voice?
How?
No.
He
I
was,
forgot.
like-
Wasn't it like it was a phone call or something talking about
Yes.
Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, so there was basically when Beavis and Butthead was
Oh.
on the air, he
Yeah,
would
I
get
remember-
like
yeah.
angry phone calls, and
Yeah.
the guy who and he has like he still like remembers exactly what the guy said to this day who called him like angry about Beavis and Butthead.
He called it like the wrong thing, right? Or
Yeah, he's like
something?
he just calls him. He's like, dang, I tell you what, to get down, they get the dang every time that dang old porky butthole come on.
I forgot. Yeah. Porky
it's-
butthole.
Yeah,
I forgot
Porky-
about that story, but yeah, as soon as you told it, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that's the story, which sounds actually like similar to how, not to go back to King of the, I mean to
Like, damn, he's
Family
real.
Guy. Yeah. There's someone out there in the southern United States that talks like Boomhauer, and he probably saw King of the Hill on TV. He's like, well, did Dingo, that rings a bell or something.
Man, I tell you what, man, that dang old cartoon character doesn't sound like me every time they go that pew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't.
But that is funny that I forgot about the story of Boomhauer's voice, but that is similar to like
Yeah.
how
I hope he's doing well.
MacFarlane. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too. But I was gonna say that sounds similar to how Seth MacFarlane came up with Peter's voice. Like he apparently there was like some security guard at the college he went to. Like you know there's like campus police or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them just because it was like the what is it called, the Northeast. Where did he go to school? Rhode Island, Maine.
Yeah,
Where did
Rhode
he go
Island.
to?
It's like Rhode Island College of Design or something.
Yeah, Rhode Island, yeah. And like, because it was like he had a very new God, why am I forgetting the name of that part of the United States? The new not 13 colonies, the God dang it, what's it called? The New England.
Oh yeah, New England. Yeah.
Like a very
Yeah.
strong New England accent. It's like like how Peter used to talk in the like
Right,
older
right.
episodes specifically. Yeah, it was, I don't know. It just reminded me of that. But
Back when
continuing
like Family Guy was like that weird Cartoon Network pilot.
Yeah. Man,
Right.
Family
Yeah.
Guy being a
Yeah,
Cartoon
sure.
Network show.
Yeah, continue on. So, Foil, any other episodes?
Oh yeah, that's about it.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next. The next one is the least favorite episodes, and you can go ahead, Foil. You can begin.
Okie dokie. So let me see. Oh yeah, it was the episode Escape from Party Island. It was the one where Hank had took his mom and her friends and they went to place Party Island, go see some animal miniatures or something like that. Glass animals.
I don't remember that
And-
episode.
Is that the one where Hank gets like
Oh.
I'm trying to think of how to word this properly.
Oh
where,
no.
Where Hank gets like sexually assaulted by a dolphin.
Ah, I was thinking
Oh,
of
no.
that.
God.
Oh, that's like a
Oh.
different episode, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
We don't talk about that episode.
We
Okay,
only
well,
talk
the
about that
episode is kind of bad, but you know. But it's like one of the things that kind of threw me off about the episode is the fact that it's like Hank's mom neglected her duties as a mom because it's like there's a certain scene where Cotton was pretty much abusing Hank, and instead of like helping Hank out, she was just messing with those miniatures.
Right. That
Oh.
was like kind of disturbing, but yeah.
Yeah, and then like you remember the episode where it's like they were talking about getting a new mower, and Cotton was like, "Man, why we wanted some old broken down mower? That mower is basically your mom."
Oof.
Ooh. Oh no.
And then Hank finally stood up for her because throughout the entire episode is like, Cotton kept on talking shit about Hank's mom, and then it was like Hank never stood up for her, but in that very moment, that's when Hank,
He finally has enough.
yeah,
Who's talking? Oh, it's on Pale's end. No, yeah, he finally stands up for her, which is a good moment, but yeah.
yeah, but in this episode, it's pretty much the exact opposite because like, Hank's mom's friends pretty much rag on Hank the whole time, just showing him no respect at all. And then they try to force him to eat like a cucumber sandwich or something like that. It's like really
Oh,
disgusting.
Right, yeah.
Oh, ew.
But
Cucumbers.
she doesn't really stick up for him at all, so it just makes her out to be a big hypocrite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
What
just
else?
character flaws. It makes him
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
Then like some other episodes that, but some other episodes I kind of don't like is ones that involve Bill because at the end like nothing's really gonna change at all.
Yep.
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 Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one that comes to mind is the Christmas one, where like Bill's just like really depressed.
Oh yeah.
Is that the
Yep, I'm
one
just here to.
where he pretends to be his ex-wife?
Yeah, Lenore.
Doesn't he just say like, "Oh, I'm just gonna kill myself"?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he like falls over, and then it cuts to commercials.
Jesus.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey,
I just don't really like those episodes because I mean, you hope that Bill has something good that happens in his life because there's like the episode where he started bulking up with
Yeah, the build the
I
bulldozer, yeah, whatever.
yeah, it
Oh,
was like
think I
no,
remember
not the
that one.
bulldozer. Yeah, he hangs out with the guy who's voiced by Macho Man and starts like lifting weights and stuff like that.
Oh,
Right?
oh yeah, that's
I think
the
I
one.
remember that.
Yeah, but afterwards he never kept that bulk at all, so it just seems weird. Happened.
yeah. Any other episodes?
Nah, that's all.
All right. Move on to Pell. So, Pell, least favorite episodes.
Hmm. I can't think of one specifically, but like Phil pointed out, I guess like some of the Bill episodes make me kind of sad and like damn,
There we go.
or like some of the Peggy ones.
Oh, right. I think he has
Yeah,
some episodes later on, which is just really insufferable.
yeah, yeah.
Bill is a sad character. He's literally
Eh.
me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to think about it.
People watch King of the Hill and they're like, they see John Redcorn or Boomhauer's like, wow, he's literally me,
Yeah.
but in actuality, we all are Bill.
We're all Bill.
Oh, Bill.
We all have just one plate.
I do like the running gag of Dale or no, is it Dale or Bill that the fact that he's like completely unaware of the fact that John Redcorn is really the father.
Oh, yeah, it's only Dale.
It's
Dale.
Even Bill knows.
Damn.
Yeah, everyone in the neighborhood but Dale knows.
They
Although
just
there's
don't-
a
they
fan
just-
theory that Dale does know, he just doesn't care.
Oh, okay. I choose to subscribe to the fact that that no one has the heart to tell him.
Aw.
Well, yeah, no one has the heart to tell him, but like, there's a theory like, does he know on his own, or like, is he playing dumb, or is he just genuinely that dumb and doesn't realize it?
Right.
Like personally, I feel like he does know, but he just doesn't really care because he's the alpha in that situation.
Well, yeah, because he's like, the one with the kid and gets to be with Nancy, and John Redcorn has to suffer and not like, because John Redcorn clearly wants to like talk to him like as his son, but like he knows there's like a
Exactly.
weird boundary. He's like, I can't tell you, so.
Right.
And at the end of the day, Nancy goes to bed with him and whatever. So.
I feel like Del knows, but just like takes care of the
The
kid
end of the
like
day, she's
if it was
my
his
wife.
own own kid because he just loves his son that much.
Yeah. Wholesome.
Yeah.
Right. Any other episodes, Pale?
Not specifically. No, I can't think of any right now.
Okay.
Nah.
Move on to myself. I'm under the same umbrella as like Bell and Foil, as in like I writing my notes. I couldn't really think of any episodes I didn't like, and the only ones I kind of would have put in these favorite are the Bill episodes. And then I put in the one where he kind of like he gets fired from his like
Barber shop.
barber shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
like it's not necessarily the worst. It's just in my mind I remember kind of nothing happening. It was just kind of nothing of an episode. But
right.
other than that, I can't really think of any episodes I would say just unwatchable or this is the like this is my least favorite thing of King of the Hill. So I'm just gonna move on to Alex too.
Yeah, I don't really have much to share in terms of a least favorite episode. There's nothing that really comes to mind, like especially because I haven't really seen. I remember watching there was like a syndicated episode I watched where and I can't even remember what happened in it. It was like when I was staying in a hotel at some point, but I can't really comment on this, at least not from the amount that I've seen.
All right. How about you, Alex and Menace?
Yeah, that's also the thing. I can't think of an episode that I'm like. I mean, there's like episodes where I get annoyed of certain characters. I know fans. I mean, I guess it's like a hot take. I guess I don't know because fans seem to really like this character, but I fucking hate Cotton. I think he's a piece of shit. I don't like him.
I don't.
Uh,
Yeah.
like people always talk about like Peggy or like Peggy being the worst character. I'm like, nah, Peggy's like
Nah.
funny sometimes and how annoying
Yeah.
she can be. Cotton's just genuinely like you're such a
Pinky.
terrible person. It's like not even entertaining sometimes. I can't think of an episode though. Maybe I
And he
don't
doesn't
know.
really see comeuppance for like the way he acts, at least from what
Well,
I've seen.
No, he kind of gets away with everything.
Yeah, because he's
but
old.
it's yeah. I
Yeah.
can't think of an episode though.
I mean, Kata is
I
my
don't know. I don't have one. I guess I'll just say least favorite character of the main ones is Cotton. So maybe there's some episode I'm forgetting about where Cotton's just particularly just terrible, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I don't know.
It's just
I'll just say this: like, Cotton is one of my favorite characters, but I think at his worst, it was when he was literally on his deathbed. Like he was just acting like a complete ass the entire time.
Right?
he's
Yeah.
always
well,
an ass.
well, that's not the worst episode, but yeah, at least for me. But yeah.
All right, cool. Move on to the next topic is favorite character. So, Alex, you were the last one. Who's your favorite character in King of the Hill?
Oh, Hank, easily. I love Hank. He's
He's daddy. He's
don't
Yes.
say it like
Sells
that.
Propane.
Of course.
Sassy.
Uh,
propane. He got that booty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
I- no, but Hank, he's my favorite character pretty easily, and like, which I mean, I'm not sure if that's like a boring answer, I guess, because he's like the main character, which I think that's always my favorite characters in shows. Is always usually the main character, just because they tend to be the most fleshed out.
Mhm.
No, I don't know Hank, because he's just like he's really funny. Like sometimes when he's being like an asshole or just like a buzzkill, like what's the one where like, he goes into Bobby's like room and like he sees like the troll doll and he's like nudity,
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah,
he sees
oh,
Bobby
yeah.
with a and then he sees
Like a
Bobby
troll.
with the cheer. Yeah, because he's like looking around Bobby's stuff and he's like, oh yeah, it was like the mother of God, it's all toilet sounds thing.
Oh, it's like the pilot, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the first
that's
episode. Yeah, I was like, swing, Bobby, swing! No, don't look at me! He's yelling at him. It's like he wants him to look at the to pay attention, but like he's just screaming at him to look over at him. But then when he looks at it, it's like, no, don't look at me. Look at the ball. Then Bobby just gets like that was I don't know. He's a good character, but also just like because he's not just like he's funny. He's like he's like a nice person generally speaking. Like, but he's also like a flawed person. But he's willing to like
Yeah.
learn sometimes, or like if he's called out on something, he's like, I'm not like this. when
Hank
people
Hill is
think
very
he's-
much the straight man.
Yeah, definitely. But he's not like a boring straight man. Like you think like, oh, he's just like the boring middleman. It's like, no, Hank's like a funny character also. He's
Yeah.
just like
I
don't know.
really love
He's,
the
there's a lot to him. Oh yeah, I just remembered another episode. Sorry to, and then you can jump back. But I was gonna say the one where they're like Hank goes to, I forgot what the story was, but like he goes to Mexico on accident. No. But then he forgets his passport or something, or so he has to sneak back into the U.S. Like with Khan and like a couple other Mexican immigrants.
Is that the one where they're getting like their usual beer because it was discontinued?
Oh right, yeah, they go to Mexico for that. Yeah, I think so. And then like when they on the way back, they realize like, wait a minute, I did not bring my passport or birth certificate, and they're gonna probably like I don't know. So he has to sneak back into the U.S. and like it's kind of a sympathetic look because Hank is clearly
Yeah.
very patriotic, but he's not like a racist.
Yeah.
Or like a bigot for the most part, really. And he kind of sees like these guys just kind of having to sneak into. So like he has to do the thing that he's very opposed to get back into the
Yeah.
country, and he kind of gives him a little bit more of a nuanced perspective. Even Khan, because Khan got in the legal way of like having to like fill out a bunch of stuff and do these tests and whatever. And it's just like I don't know. Hank's a cool character. Also, when they think Lady Bird's racist, but when Chris Rock's in that
Oh, yeah.
episode, and then Hank is like distraught because he's like having to like prove like I'm not like a racist, like I'm genuinely not, and then it's just like, oh, he just hates repairman. She just wait, never mind. Lady Bird's my favorite character. I love Lady Bird. She's funny.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Whale said the
Um,
episode I said it's a wrong one. It's a different one.
even though like Hank does like there's like he's heavily portrayed as someone who's like incredibly reserved and soft spoken, but then I love like how in the Halloween episode he's just like really into Halloween, like all of this enthusiasm has all of this enthusiasm for it.
Oh, that's a great one. Also, I forgot about that one. But yeah, that's a great one. Which is
He's got
weird because like
layers.
you wouldn't think like you think Hank would be boring and hate like Halloween, but like no,
Yeah, it'd be like
he
a
like
bunch of-
loves.
Yeah, you think it'd be like a bunch of rowdy teenagers hucking eggs at my house.
I mean, he's also old fashioned about it. Like when he goes into the stories, he's like, I forgot the names of everyone he says, but he finds one's like Aladdin. It's like I don't recognize any of these characters, and then I'm just kind of like, Hank, you have a son who's like 12, and Aladdin came out like a couple of years before this episode. How the fuck do you not know who Aladdin is? Like,
Right.
I don't buy that Hank doesn't know who Aladdin is, but it's like so funny.
He's like many parents where they just slept through the movie.
Man.
Yeah.
Are you implying the movie sucks or something?
I'm playing
No,
that
this is
Like many
Hank.
parents just
That Hank slept through the movie.
Wait, Hank probably doesn't even let him watch like Disney movies. Then.
he probably does, but I don't know.
I mean, he's okay with Bobby listening to Radio Disney.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
I do love as far as like favorite characters go.
Mhm.
Or Alex, did you have anything more to say?
No, just Hank. I don't know. You
Yeah.
can continue with you were gonna say something unless that's what you were gonna say, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I do. I don't know. It's tough to say. I do love the antics of. I do love the antics of Dale. Boomhauer,
Yes.
I would say, is like the most quoted character between me and my dad
Dang.
because I
Yeah.
love how like he's the voice. I love the whole idea of a voice of reason that no one else can understand.
Yeah, he's like the most thoughtful. Like he's like the smartest of the three. I mean, of the
Yeah.
four, quite easily, and like the most like responsible for the most part. Even he's like a womanizer, but like he has like a job, and like he's not like I don't know. He usually tries to be reasonable. He's just quiet a lot of times.
And I love how he's not just speaking complete gibberish too. Like if you listen intently, you can actually understand what
Yeah.
he's trying to say.
Oh, I think like in the finale, you can actually understand him, right?
Yeah. Well, no, like throughout the entire show, like you can kind of get an idea of what he's
Yeah.
talking about if you listen.
Yeah.
And I love the what was it? It was like that one quote where he's talking about the internet. Like when he's talking about the internet, he's like, "Oh man, I'll tell you what, man, get the dang old internet on there. Got the naked chick go click, 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 click. It's real easy, man."
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, he just does it really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that that YouTube video of the guy drumming to Boomhauer talking.
Oh yeah.
Take
That's a
those
good
dang
one.
old spark plugs out and you get the gendo banga dango banga boom, just like that.
Yeah. That's funny. Or also it just reminded me of the firehouse when Hank and them get like join the fire department as like volunteers, and
Oh
like
yeah.
one of them, and like I forgot, like one of them imagines something like how they talk, like like Boomhauer is like dreaming or like a daydreaming about something, and then like all of them talk like how he talks, but
Yeah, I
like
remember you
Boomhauer
talking
talks
about.
very calmly and clearly.
Oh yeah.
It was that fire episode.
Which is
Yeah, that
funny
was
because
good.
like yeah, and then like Hank's like talking, but like he talks like like Boomhauer, like everyone talks like Boomhauer, but like everyone just speaks in generic like quotes. Like Hank's just like, "The dang old kick ass, that boy ain't right. I tell you what." Like he's just like speaking in like,
Oh yeah.
and then Boomhauer was like, "Oh, Lenore, the food or something," and Dale, I don't know. It's just it's like
Right.
that Simpsons. Yeah, they're just speaking in cliches, and Boomhauer's the one like eloquent speaking person.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Any
Yeah.
other favorite episode, Alex? Favorite character.
Character.
Yeah.
Nothing else in particular that I can think. I do like how Peggy is like the stereotypical mom trying to like stay hip and be cool.
What's up? What's up, my fellow kid?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that character can still be fun.
All right, cool. I'll just move on to myself. Is my favorite character is obviously Hank Hill. Like I don't know. I feel like he's what's the word for it?
Relatable.
Relatable. Yeah, he's very relatable. He's someone.
Oh, you're
like,
putting on the clip. You're putting on the clip, aren't you? I guess for Dale talking in his generic like quotes that he would say.
Yes.
like I feel like Hank Hill is someone like a great role model, someone to inspire to be. Even though he's not the perfect person, he's down to earth, grounded, and tries his best, even if he's like grew up in not the best circumstances or
Yeah.
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 Try to like if I ever become a father, like I'll try to be like Hank Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, parents are always trying to like always make it a point of just like I'm gonna do better this time. I'm gonna be there's like cases where parents are just like I'm gonna be the dad I could never have.
True. And then my second favorite character is Dale. I just think he's neat.
Pocket Sand.
Pocket Sand is hilarious.
Pocket Sound.
I love his weird
Sha-sha-sha.
conspiracy theory ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's the one episode? I forgot what happens. You just remind me, Dale. What is it like? Like Hank's like gonna kick his ass because he's like mad at him, and then Dale just like chloroforms himself, so he like,
Yeah.
because he's just like, if I knock myself, like you won't, like you wouldn't beat up an unconscious person, would you? And then because Dale's like such like a I don't want to say a pussy, but like
At the end of the
like
day,
he's
like he
like, he's
talks
such
a
a-
big game, but at the end of the day he's still
Like, he's a
kind of a
coward.
coward. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's like a coward that like he knows like I'd rather like knock myself unconscious like in the least painful way than have to deal like getting with my ass beat. And then
Yeah.
like Dale just collapses and Hank just kind of kicks him over like to the side because he's like in. I forgot what the episode's about. I just remember that moment. It's like you wouldn't
Isn't it
like I'm sorry, Hank, you wouldn't fight a
Isn't it when he tried to like
unconscious.
sabotage his he tries to sabotage his yards because he
Oh,
doesn't
right.
want to he doesn't want his help with the ants.
Right, yeah, because no, it's like for some conspiracy reason or something like that. I forget why, but yeah.
Alright,
It's funny.
gotta move on to Pale. Pale, your favorite character.
Damn, y'all stole mine. I was good. Pretty much what Alex said in terms of Hank. He's flawed, but I like him. He's cool, and he's like, oh, you're thinking, oh man, he's a Texan guy, white man. He's racist and shit. No, he's just really ignorant. But then he like
Yeah.
kind of learns like, oh, then like he becomes open minded. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like he's like actual
Like
the
the
actual
vegan steak like episode. I was like, that's why I really like it because he was
Hank
like, huh, you know what? This isn't bad.
yeah,
Hank is surprisingly very open-minded.
Yeah,
Being a white
Right.
conservative
like a
Texan.
true
even-
conservative role model.
yeah.
Yeah, because even there's the episode with where Dale's father's like gay, and like
Yeah, that was.
and
Yeah.
Hank, I can't remember what happens like how Hank's reaction is. Like I think he's fine. I mean, I think he's like surprised by it, but like he's not like. What happens? I can't remember his. Actually, can't not
goes,
remember his
"Huh."
reaction. I just remember Dale sees his dad
Yeah,
kissing another
he's
man, and
mad.
Dale's like okay with it. Because Dale's more, I guess, open-minded than Hank is. But like,
Awesome.
I can't remember. I don't think Hank. I don't think Hank. I don't. Well, I mean, isn't
think he
Dale
just-
the one? I thought Dale was okay with it. Like,
I thought that was
because
the
he's
one that got upset. I don't remember.
no, he got upset because he thought his dad was like working for the government.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
that's like the funny
Yeah.
thing. It's like you think he'd be mad, he'd like hate his dad because he's gay.
Yeah,
Because Hank knows Dale doesn't like his dad, and then Hank meets him, and then like Hank
yeah, and he
realizes,
finds
like,
out
oh,
that he's gay.
he's
He's
gay.
like, oh
So
no,
he-
he's a homophobe. But then it's like, no,
Oh,
he's not.
Yeah, and then he see-
yeah.
yeah, and then Dale figures out that he's gay. He's like, oh, you don't like, no. He's like,
Oh.
but I can't remember what Hank's perspective is. I don't think he
Wait,
minds at
wait,
all because like
wait,
he's
Hank's-
there.
He's being
Huh?
a supportive homie.
I think he's
Yeah.
Like
just.
Hank's reaction was like, "What? No, I sell propane."
I saw.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It's
right, yeah, yeah. I saw propane.
I saw
I can't be gay. Wait, who just did that impression? By the way, I looked away. Who just did that
It's
impression?
I
Foil.
think it was Foil. That was
Oh,
good.
that was really spot on. That's amazing.
It's Alex 2's fault.
Contagious.
I made it
Um,
severe.
Hell, any other favorite character?
I was gonna say Dell because I think he's neat too.
Yeah, he's fun.
I just think he's
He's
neat.
a funny little guy with his funny little shenanigans. It's like we should do this. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I also
like
like
the-
Bobby.
Bobby,
He's
yeah.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Bobby, the what's the like he's the next monk or something. I forgot what it was. The Dalai Lama.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, move on to Foil. Your favorite character?
Yeah, by far my favorite character is definitely Dale. Because like for one,
Wingo.
it's the stuff he says. It's like guns don't kill people, the government does.
Oh man.
It's like every single episode he's in, he just steals the scene. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
he's hilarious, yeah.
I can't really think of an episode that was like centered around him that I didn't like. Like the one about where he was let me see, where he was firing Gladstone. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember that one.
it was like I forgot the reason why he did it, but he had to work in some office. And oh yeah, the reason why is because like if he kept on ingesting like poison or something like that, it was gonna kill him. So he had to work an
Yeah.
office job. Then it was one of those ladies that worked over there that said if you can go around firing people, you can get paid or something like that.
Right.
All right.
He also loves Sanford and Son, so makes him extra biased.
Dell is just the most base character in the show.
Yeah.
Hello, base
Conspiracy.
department.
uh,
All right.
Me.
I
Yeah,
guess that's it. Any other favorite
Yeah.
character?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so next topic is the least favorite character. Foil.
well, I kind of spoiled mine, but yeah, but we go back to
Yeah.
full.
Yeah, but like at first I was probably gonna say like Peggy was gonna be my least favorite character, but you know she's overrated. You know, in
Yeah.
terms of like people hating on her.
Yeah,
But it's like the characters I don't really like is the ones that are kind of one note. Like you had that washed up Dallas Cowboy quarterback, I think.
I can't remember.
Oh, the one that missed the shot.
Man,
No,
fuck that guy. Ah!
no, no, it's like the one where
No, I said whoop. Someone whoop me that
Hell,
for me.
Don't swear. I get demonetized.
Ah.
no, we'll
But,
never be on the Pizza Party podcast.
Ah.
The dream.
Damn it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it.
All right, Foil. Continue on.
oh yeah, but the episode was about it was like the retired Dallas Cowboy quarterback was moving in next door to the hills
Oh.
or something like that, and they kind of looked up to the guy, but it turns out he was just like an asshole the whole time.
Right? Yeah.
And let's
Never-
see, there was
never
that
meet your
one
heroes.
episode that everybody loves is
Oh.
the Canadian guy.
Canadian.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what happens with that one. But I
Canadian
remember the
neighbor?
character, but yeah.
That was like they started a movement, and then they started thinking they were better than Americans. And Hank Hill just started being racist, talking about those Canadians.
Those
Well, I mean, I
darn
guess it's different.
Canadians.
Well, I mean, it's also different because it's just towards other white people that are basically not any different from him. You know, like that's, I don't know. I think it's funny, in the case of that versus like if it was like with when Khan moved in for the first time, and Hank was like, "Oh, these people are not white."
Let's see. Then there was that kid, Dusty Old Bones. I forgot his name, but you
Oh
know.
my lord, I hate him so much. Is it
Now that
Timmy or
reminds me.
something? No, it's Caleb.
Yeah, that was his name.
I hate him so much. I hate that kid so fucking much.
Trying to remember who that was.
I hate
Who
that
was
kid. You just reminded me that kid existed, and I hate it. There's also like Judy Harper, the religious lady in the Halloween episode,
Oh yeah.
and that
She
the
sets up
social worker, the social worker who tries to take, like he's like a reoccurring character
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. Like every time, he's always like there to like be like an asshole to Hank and be like try to like ruin his life or something. I'm like I hate him. I don't know.
You talking about Twink Boy?
Yeah, Twig Boy. Yeah, Twig. Like what do you
Oh.
say, Twig Boy?
Twink Boy.
The twink.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell, what about you? Least favorite character?
Peggy Hill. No, I'm joking. Not. She's not that bad.
Ooh.
She's just.
Peggy.
No, it's like yes and no, but she's not my least favorite. It's just like I don't know. She's
Not
like
your-
she's
not your most
alright, but
favorite.
she's not. Yeah, but I mean, I don't hate her because she's like she has like some great scenes. But like Alex pointed out earlier, like Cotton's a good example. I'm like, yeah, I don't. He's stinky.
Peggy has her moments of like, I'm trying to think of the one word like, she's like come in the clutch for Hank a couple times. I just can't remember.
Like the episode with Ladybird, like couldn't get pregnant anymore.
Oh boy.
Trying to think. But yeah, Cotton, Bucky, who didn't listen to Hank, that's why he died. Oh,
Who?
Bucky, I think that's his name. Bucky, the Luann's
Bucky,
oh.
yeah, voiced by Tom Petty, R.I.P. I don't like him too much, but he's not my least favorite character. He just feels very like he's like he's like a good guy. He's nice. I just don't care about the character.
eh,
Alright.
yeah. Um, don't really hate any character aside from those. I just like, oh man, Stinky.
Big old
Um,
stinky pussy.
maybe what was his name? Redcorn?
John Redcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, John
Redcorn.
Redcorn.
He's not my
He's
least
kind
favorite,
of an
but he's
asshole.
kind of up there. He's kind of hypocritical. I'm like, dang, man.
Any other ones?
Nah, that's about it.
Alright, I'll move on to myself, and I'll go to a little tangent on like I understand why people don't like Peggy that much. I feel like she's a little bit full of herself sometimes. Like she knows more than everyone else. But that's just like character. I don't that's not like a reason to just hate her.
Yeah.
She means well. Like I can tell she means well. She just like thinks really highly, and that
Of
just
herself.
and just like it turns people off or something.
Right.
Like the one where I think she accidentally kidnaps a kid in Mexico.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that one, but that one's like funny though, because
It
like
is funny. Like
And
she's
then, like,
just like really like she's frustratingly stupid about
Aw.
like it's funny like the way she gets out of her problems is just by being like honest about like how shitty she is at Spanish, which I mean she got flanderized. She used to be like a decently like she used to be able to be like competent in the early seasons at speaking Spanish, and then later on she just can't speak
got
a
worse.
coherent sentence. But that's like
Yeah.
every show. As it goes on
Yeah.
longer, they just kind of like, oh, it'd be funny if we just made them like one note and whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, for my least favorite characters in the series, it's like John Redcorn and Nancy, just cause I don't like cheaters. So like it just like rubs me the wrong way.
Right.
Especially since they keep doing it. Technically, they keep doing it behind Dale's back until like Nancy stopped eventually. But other than
Yeah.
that, I can't really think of any other characters I like, genuinely dislike. I'll move on to Alex.
Yeah, same. I can't really talk much about characters I dislike outside of like maybe Cotton, but even then he's sort of designed to be sort of a hateable character.
I mean, yeah, he is. I guess I don't know. I think
He
it's more
could.
just
It
because
would
like
be nice to
people
see him
seem to
getting
really
some.
like that character.
Yeah. Oh,
Continue.
really like him?
Yeah, like a lot of fans really like him. Like he's just, I just, just because like he's funny. I'm like, I guess he's just like pisses me off more than it makes me laugh. I don't know.
It's because he killed 50 men.
I mean, maybe people like find him funny as like. Maybe people find him funny as like, oh man, my grandpa's like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, I thought I was the only one who had a grandparent like this, like that sort of deal where it's funny because like you kind of realize like, oh, I'm not alone. There are people like this.
Probably.
In
Yeah.
that aspect, I can see that. He's stinky.
Yeah. Any other like least favorite character, Alex?
Oh, the other Alex, right?
It's well. Do you have any other? Since you mentioned Cotton, but in case you want to say
Oh.
another one,
I don't really have anything to comment.
right? And I guess move on to Alex and Menace. I know you already said that you can't
I already
stand
said Cotton.
Cotton.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, I can't stand him. Like, there's no character I just outright cannot stand except for like, I already mentioned them like Caleb or like Judy Harper, like the Twig Boy guy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I guess we can just move on to the next one.
Yeah.
When did you discover King of the Hill? Oh, and what drew you in? So, Alex and Menace can go.
What drew me in, like, when did I first see it or something like that, or like
Says, when did you discover the show, and what drew you in? What drew you in?
when did you? Oh, okay. I wasn't looking at the thing. Okay, yeah. I discovered it first around like 2000, and I remember the year because we were living in a place at the time, but like around 2004. Because I remember my older brother was watching it. Because my brother's like a big NASCAR fan and whatever. So the very first episode I ever watched was the NASCAR episode where like Bobby works for Jimmy Wickshire or Wickshire or whatever how you ever say his name. You know the big
Mhm.
like fat idiot guy who like stared at the sun all day and like lost brain cells or something. I don't know. And then he kicks his ass at the end, and it's really funny because he just like Hank is somehow able to kick through like a fence that's meant to prevent cars from slamming against it. But no, yeah, that was the first introduction, my first introduction, and I remember for some weird reason because I was weird. I don't know, my brain was really weird as a kid because I was just like I saw Hank with like a white shirt, brown hair, blue pants, and brown shoes, and to me for some weird reason I was like, whoa, he looks like Bruce Banner.
Oh, that's good.
And I was
didn't
like really
expect
into
that.
Hulk. Yeah, I was really into Hulk at the time. As a kid, I mean, I still love Hulk, but like I was really into the character, and I guess the movie that was out at the time specifically, like the video game also. Like I don't know, I just was really into it. That's just kind of like my brother was just watching it, and I guess like I'm like, whoa, he looks like he looks like Bruce Banner, and like I just kind of like stuck around, and then I like was it the part where like he kicks he kicks through the fence and then he kicks Jimmy Witcher's ass, and I just thought that was really funny. And then there's like the part where Luann's like Jeff Gordon's like a good Christian driver or something like that, and it's like funny. I don't know. That was my introduction, and that was my introduction, but like I didn't get into the show completely until a couple years later, and I like the down to earthness of it. Like it was just like I was just kind of like I like this because it's not as like violent or like inappropriate as like when I was like younger for like as Family Guy was
Yeah.
or like South Park. So it was just like for me it was just kind of like this is like like I was like this is a show I could feel comfortable watching if my mom walks in the room and like not have to be like
Yeah.
explain like, oh my god, mom, please don't.
Did they just
Please
talk
don't.
about? Did they just say sex? Did they just say a swear?
Yeah, it's not like if I'm watching what is it, like Family Guy and like Peter gets like naked or something, and then I have to like, oh my gosh, my mom's in the room, how do I explain to her like that this is not how the show is all the time, or it's not porn or something.
Right.
No, but yeah, I the down to earthness was what drew me in. Like it's a funny show, but it's down to earth and it's like calming to watch. I don't know. It's I don't know how else to explain it. The big thing is just like the why I started to watch it because it's like Bruce Banner, which is such a weird thing to think about. It's like, why would that like? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
it makes sense because like when you're a kid, your image processing isn't like this at the same level as like an adult. Like my sister used to think the Ford logo was the same logo as like York peppermint patties because it was just like it was like a blue
Blue and
circle
white.
with cursive
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's like fun. I mean, I get that at least. I mean, I get why I said with Hank. It's just funny, like that's what drew me in. It's not like, oh, he looks like him. It's like, whoa, he looks like him. I'm gonna watch it.
Whoa, they made the Hulk, but epic.
Yeah, I can't believe they made Hulk into a cartoon.
Right. I guess Alex too. What about you?
In terms of
Like
least favorite characters or
no, when did you discover the show, and what drew you in?
Oh, I mean, I would discover the show just from like I know at the time my cousin watched it a lot, like when it was like still airing frequently and was sort of at its height in like the mid 2000s or early 2000s. I didn't
Yeah.
really watch it until after I'd seen like bits and pieces of it. Before I started watching the show, most of what I had seen of it was through YouTube poops. And I liked a lot of the out of context stuff that would be in those. And I had heard so many times about like King of the Hill being good, and I was like, you know what? I've been Dad and I have been looking to like watch something together. Not too long ago, I was like, you know what? Let's try King of the Hill, and we just ended up enjoying it.
All right, cool. Anything else to add?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it just reminded me. Wait, I just spaced out. What's going on?
How we first learned.
No. Yeah. But what Alex was saying, he mentioned an episode, he mentioned. What did he mention? God,
Oh,
I like.
YouTube poops.
Oh, the YouTube poops. Did you
The
ever
King of the
watch
Hill
the?
collabs.
Yeah, I was just saying. Did you ever watch the really like famous one, the Boggle one? Like like Dallas, Salad.
Oh yeah, Boggle is the. Oh yeah, the Dyke Ike did that one.
Yeah, and then it's like you're a loser. You feel sorry. Oh, that's another good episode because that's a good Peggy episode. And also Hank episode because he's like supportive of Peggy and she's like shows her wits and whatever because she plays
Yeah.
Boggle. Remember, they go to Dallas and Hank just like locks the
Dallas?
doors. Oh yeah, that's funny because he's just like hitting the bell because he doesn't realize that by hitting the bell he's just like getting more people to show up to the lobby.
Right.
Because you know, like when you ring a bell at a hotel, like it like
Yeah.
calls in like what are they called?
Concierge.
Yeah. Like he keeps hitting the bell unintentionally, and in the background you can like more concierge shows up, and then Tank turns around and he's surrounded by like 10 concierges. Like, what the hell are all you guys staring at?
All right. I guess I'll move on to myself. How did I discover the show? I don't remember. Like, I think I saw it. I glanced on it once when it was like an Adult Swim, and thought, "Huh, that looks interesting," and never saw it again for like a couple of years. Until I saw it in, I think Fox when it was like airing new episodes in Fox years ago.
Yeah, but
And
yeah,
then what drew me in was just Dale's energy, chaotic energy, like crazy chaotic gremlin energy, conspiracy theory.
Right.
It's like I thought it was a funny guy, so I just kept watching, and then while watching this, just the show is genuinely just good, like pretty good writing, good characters, and it's just what's the word for it? Like easy to watch. And you can put it in the background, like, and
Right.
just enjoy your time for a moment. Yeah, that's all I had to say. So I'll move on to Cal.
I discovered just by like I I think I was watching like something on PBS and I was just channel surfing like on an afternoon
Oh.
as a kid and I was like, what's this? I think it was the episode where they went to a water park. It was like I just saw like the very beginning and then I just changed it. But I didn't watch it again till like years later when I got Cartoon Network and I watched Adult Swim like sneakily.
Yep.
Around the same time I was watching Robot Chicken, I was like, I remember this.
Little rapscallion.
I'm sorry. Don't tell my mom.
Like I feel like everyone has like their whole their band channel stories.
band channel. Oh,
Yeah, like
band. Like, oh, I thought you meant like band, like BAND. Like, what band? Never mind.
I understood the
But yeah,
same
just
thing.
like the whole idea of just like that channel that you would sneak to watch that your parents didn't like. Cartoon Network was one of those channels for me for a while when I was younger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move on to Foil.
Okay, so like basically when the show was still running, I didn't really pay attention to it that much because I mean, honestly I thought it was kind of boring. Like if I passed through it, I'll just watch it, but it wasn't really a show that I'll just sit down and watch at the time. Cause like I just preferred The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, all other stuff. Then like I started watching the show a little bit more when it was canceled. It was in syndication on Adult Swim, and it wasn't really as enjoyable at the time as it is now. But I have like a better like look on it.
Oh yeah, it's one of those shows that are better when you're older to understand it. I guess like it's like
Yeah,
not like if like early. Like I mean, yeah, it's like not like early Family Guy where like you're not gonna get all the jokes they're saying, like all the things they're referencing or the innuendos, but like you can laugh at Peter like falling down the stairs or something. But like, you know,
yeah, but yeah, it's basically just that with age, I started to appreciate the show a little bit more. I always had like that homey kind of feel to it. Like Alex said, it kind of had like a down to earth feel to
Yeah, it's just a really good slice of life anime.
it.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Foil?
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it. All right,
Mhm.
we'll move on to the last thing of King of the Hill is what makes it stand out from like other adult animated cartoons. So Foil, you were the last one. So what makes it stand out?
All right, so I'm looking at my notes right now, and it says at the time of the show's run, you had The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, and Blackface Family Guy.
Oh,
So far, there hasn't really been a Western cartoon that hits the same vibe as King of the Hill has. Like I thought about that, maybe F is for family.
that's
Yeah,
that's like cruder though. That's like kind of more like a combination of like Family Guy and like King of the Hill. Well, King of the Hill's just not like Family Guy at all.
Yeah. And there was also like the spiritual successor. Y'all remember Bless the Hearts, right?
yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I remember it
don't-
exists, but I do not remember what happens in the show.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
did not
same.
watch it.
Same.
Yeah, but it definitely never took off because like it just seems very like Hollywood produced, if you catch my drift.
It's weird because Bless the Heart, I consider Bless the Heart pretty good, and it's a little weirder than King of the Hill, but it's kind of the almost the same vein of it, of like wholesome Southern family dealing with everyday problems. I think
Right.
the art
It's just-
style just puts
It's
people off.
horrible. Yeah, I was looking at a
Yeah.
picture, so I was like the name rings. I had to like look up a picture. I'm like, the name rings a bell. Bless the Hearts. I'm like, oh, this show. I've heard it's actually like not a bad show. I heard it's like a good show, but the art style looks like what's those like those
Emoji.
Bitmojis? Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Bitmojis like on
Does look like
Snapchat or
Bitmojis,
whatever.
yeah.
I think that's you. Like, if it had a more appealing art style, it probably would have like, had more seasons.
Though, don't
Yeah.
you know, Tuner? Adult cartoons are not allowed to have good art styles anymore.
No.
Exactly.
Literally, all of them look fucking horrible, and
Finally.
at
That's
least
why
for
Black
American
Lotus-
stuff.
That's why Black Lotus
Yeah,
was
except for,
canceled
like-
after 5 seconds.
That's why
Yeah.
Primal didn't do as well as it should have because people were being hoes and didn't watch it.
Oh,
I didn't have HBO Max. Okay.
It's not your fault,
it's-
Pale. I just people. When that came out, I was like in college. I was just like, man, you guys should watch this. Like the show's amazing and whatever. And then I was like, man, it's got overshadowed by fucking Joker and like season 4 of Rick and Morty. I'm so mad.
Continue on, Foil.
I love Joker, but whatever. Sorry.
yeah, it's okay. Like King of the Hill is probably like the only show that stayed consistent for the most part, because like The Simpsons has been on for so long, it doesn't really matter that it's on anymore. And you got Family Guy that just seems like it's been begging for death at every turn. But like for the most part, King of the Hill kind of had that same tone to it. Like even though the later episodes didn't seem as wild, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it still has some good episodes like Grand Theft Arlen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another good one. I forgot. That's another favorite of mine because it's really funny.
Anything else to add, Foil? I guess not. So move on to Pale. Like,
Um.
what
Oh yeah.
what do you think
I,
makes King of the Hill stand out?
it's not too like It's not pop culture-y. It's not like edgy reference. I remember the time when this happened. It
Hey,
the
Lois.
Hey
Hey,
Peggy.
Law.
Hey Peggy,
Hey,
remember when
Peggy.
Hey, Peggy, do you recall the time in which?
Sorry, I'm coughing now because it's
uh,
sweaty.
uh-huh.
this the art style isn't generic, but it's not well. When I was younger, I was like, ew, it's kind of ugly. But I'm like, it's not. It doesn't look it doesn't look generic like quote unquote other adult cartoons, or at least the most popular, like the ones that are popular with like quote unquote normies. Um, I like the down to earth shit. Like it's like, hey, like they it's like just normal problems, just a family dealing with shit in like the neighborhood. I'm
Yeah.
like, I like that.
I feel like the big problem with shows like that is that the animation style doesn't really account for the art style. So like the animation is just kind of choppy for this and sort of doesn't really do the art style any favors. Kind of like how if you look at like character designs for the Nutshack hold completely still, they look fine, but just in motion it really falls apart.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it works better in King of the Hill though. Like the animation moves fine and whatever.
Yeah, it
Yo,
doesn't
what's going
like
on?
the animation like
Did
doesn't.
Voyle leave earlier? Is that why you didn't respond?
Oh,
Oh, we're talking about well, Alex, you explain it.
we're talking about just like well, mainly what makes King of the Hill unique, and I just brought up this is like one of the reasons why something like Bless the Hearts kind of looks. I feel like one of the reasons why Bless the Hearts looks so ugly to so many people is because the way the animation doesn't clash well with the art style, and how King of the Hill is a lot better. Its animation and art style just go together much better.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of animation is just done in like software like Toon Boom or Flash,
Mhm.
and sometimes it can look a bit. It's trying to be fluid, but the frame rate is lowered to like ease the workload, so it's kind of choppy looking.
Yeah.
Like anime, it's like Cowboy Bebop, which we will be talking about
Eventually.
soon, probably. Yeah.
Right, but it doesn't really have like the same kind of like, because it's like puppet animation, it doesn't have like the same sort of squash and stretch or anything, so it just feels kind of, even though they're drawn more like traditional cartoon characters, it still feels kind of stiff.
Like King of the Hill or something, or
For Bless the Hearts, King of the Hill
oh,
has like a
I
much
thought you were.
more,
I spaced out, and I thought you were saying King of the Hill is like
but like,
puppet animation. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like actually like
yeah,
frame by
but like,
frame sort of thing.
yeah, King of the Hill, like the animation is a bit like is grounded and a little bit stiff, but the art style leans more towards realism, so it works.
Yeah, yeah. There's a reason why it. Well, like anime. I mentioned like Cowboy Bebop. Like it's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So the frame rate being not as smooth as like I don't know, like SpongeBob or something. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Also, in anime, the way they animate it, it's a lot more, isn't necessarily as stiff, but it's just a lot more like snappy. They'll like remove frames to emphasize like the speed of an action and have it look more pleasing to the eye.
All right. Anyway, Pel, like, anything more to add?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I just move on to myself is the what I think makes King of the Hill stand out is out of like a lot of adult animated shows, it feels like it's one of the more mature ones. Uh like that aired. You know, all it like an actual genuine effort was placed where you have to be older to kind of understand
Yeah.
what's going on, unlike unlike like Family Guy, where it, even though it's technically an adult animated show, it seems geared towards more on a teen demographic instead of like an adult demographic.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Funny pop culture.
well, King of
funny.
Hill, it could be kind of like a general audience thing, but I feel like you kind of have to be like on the older side and gone through life to kind of experience the same as them or kind of understand like why they do things or why they do it that way in a certain way. But yeah, like I feel like that's what makes it stand out from other adult animated shows. So move on to Alex 2.
Yeah, I think I ended up most of what I would have to say I said towards the top of the segment. Just the fact that it's the fact that it's like so down to earth at a point when like adult animation is trying to go above what can be done in live action. King of the Hill is a lot more grounded, and despite it being grounded and a lot more realistic, it still manages to be just as like zany and goofy, and really draws attention to the fact that like real life can be crazy, and you don't really need to exaggerate much at times.
Huh, that is true. Hey, life is stranger than fiction sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the reality we're living in right now.
Yeah, it's been this arc we've been going through for the past few years has been crazy.
Only the beginning.
That's about all I have to say about that.
Okay, cool. And what about you, Alex? Alex and Menace?
What was the question again? Sorry.
What makes King of the Hill stand out from other
Well,
adult animated
I kind of
shows?
mentioned it earlier, but uh, I mean, it's groundedness, its art style, and again, kind of like stands out. Well, I mean, like I said, it's kind of like the art style is a little more grounded and kind of like dry with its sense of humor, and it's not like super like I'm trying to
Yeah,
like
it's not trying to be
it's
over the top and in your face. So you're right, it is like
yes.
really dry.
Yeah, and it's kind of like more kind of like I could get like why like I love like I love the early seasons of Family Guy or like and like The Simpsons is like one of my favorite shows or whatever. But if it's Simpsons and King of the Hill are like probably 2 and 2 for like animated adult shows, but uh it's King of the Hill is more kind of like hmm, I don't know. It's just more like contemplative, I guess. But I don't want to say actually like King of the Hill is like this like deep philosophical show that you need like
To
a
be
high IQ
fair,
for.
You need a high IQ to enjoy King of the Hill.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason. I feel like I already explained it earlier, but yeah.
It's okay. But yeah, like any last words from you guys? Anything else you want to add?
Um, I don't know. This is really good.
Smiling friends.
Finally, friends. Maybe in the next podcast.
True.
All right, cool. Then we'll just move on to the next topic, Cowboy Bebop.
This again? Goddamn son of a bitch!
So
A true companion piece to King of the Hill, really.
Yeah,
Opposite sides
yeah.
of the same coin.
Wait, by the way, how long have we been recording? Just so I
an
know.
hour and 24 minutes.
Oh, that's not, wait. Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh, that's not that. Oh, that's not that bad. For some reason, I looked at the clock. I was like, "Oh, we've been here for 2 hours." I'm like, "Oh, never mind." But no, that's good.
Almost. Actually, let me mark that down.
Oh man, part of me was hoping that Cowboy Bebop and King of the Hill came out in the same year. Kind of like how like The Simpsons and Akira came out in the same year.
Wait, it did?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did come out the same year.
That's part of the reason why Bart Kira is a thing.
Oh.
Oh right, because they came out the wait a minute. No, Akira came out in '88 though.
I think it was
This-
like didn't they weren't the Tracy Ullman shorts a thing in '88 though?
Yeah, they were. Well, it came out in '87 though, the Tracy Ullman shorts. So
I think it was like it was either its American premiere was in 1980, something along those lines.
That could be.
Rick here, I don't know, but yeah, there's their connection.
They're
Yeah.
both like they both came out in like at the towards the end of the '80s and both revolutionized animation in their respective field.
But yeah, time to talk about Cowboy Bebop. So according to the notes, we had to talk about the Netflix live action one first. Why it will never match up to the original source material. So like Alex and Menace, your thoughts on that?
Because it's live action and I hate live action. No. uh, why won't match up? Well, I didn't finish the Netflix one. I did watch like a couple episodes, but I think a big part of it that I've seen so. I mean, even before, it's just on the principle of like the anime is like really highly stylized. I mean, it's not like overly stylized like Panty and Stocking, but like it's very stylized. It's a very stylized world. There's just like a lot of colors and vibrancy and like all these like kind of crazy things and ideas, but like it's like the live action show by comparison is just really mundane feeling by comparison. Like it feels limited by its budget. If that makes,
Mhm.
even though it doesn't have it's not a low budget show from what I can tell. It definitely looks like there's a lot of money put into it, but it just feels cheaper than the anime. Even though I guarantee the anime was a lot cheaper to make, than
Maybe it's just because
even
like
one episode of the Netflix show.
Yeah.
maybe it's because like you have to blend in CG with live action and it just makes it a little bit more I guess clunky to the eye instead of it being all animated.
But I would agree on that, but I've seen shows that blend CGI with live action fairly well, like recently. So
Well, it's not even just the well, it's not even just like the CGI. I just mean even like the designs, like the colors pop in Cowboy Bebop. Like let me
Oh
and
yeah, that's true.
let me share it in the server. Whoops, that's not the in hold on in the chat. There's like this one particular. Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah, there's this one particular like comparison shot that the official Netflix thing put in. Like look at the comparison. In
oh
terms of the
yeah,
colors, like it's supposed to be the same scene, but like it looks like
the
shit.
dirty water.
Yeah, like because it's like Mexico, and then they're like, "Hey, let's put the brown filter," because for some reason every Hollywood thing makes
Yeah.
Mexico look like this brown orange looking wasteland.
What do you
And it's
mean?
not
What do
even
you
I was
mean?
not
there.
even
It's
actual
brown
Mexico.
since.
Isn't the whole thing that it's not even actual Mexico? It's just new Tijuana.
Yeah, it's Space
Yeah.
Mexico.
I mean, but it's like very much like referenced and based on, but yeah.
I never understood the whole like yellow filter is secondhand for Mexico.
Yeah, just like if you do like Russia or like some place, it's like a green blue thing to make it look really
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
Mexican air is just
Country
yellow.
So much like
stereotypes, am I
live
right?
so many like live action adaptations go about try to have these muted color palettes and it's really boring.
Yeah, it's also just a lighting thing, is like which you can't see from that GIF I posted here, but like a lighting thing, like Cowboy Bebop has some like nice contrast, like between like
Really good contrast.
yeah, like the colors pop and like the characters like don't get like you don't mix up the characters with the backgrounds, and even like the lighting it plays around and like there's like this kind of nice noir thing, and then like the Netflix one has a um it has like this like sort of like high key lighting, as and like, by high key I mean like sort of flat lighting where it just looks like it doesn't pop. It looks more like Solo, a Star Wars story, than it does like
more
a
natural looking
noir.
lighting.
Yeah, yeah, and again like the color thing, which again even if you were to fix the color, you can't fix the lighting because it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the visual stuff. There's a writing which you guys can chime in more because you guys have seen more. Because I know it's not going to look any better. It's not like looking like, oh man, you got to watch till episode 5. That's when the lighting and the color and the cinematography gets way better. No, like maybe it gets better the writing in the later episodes of season 1, but like at least with the episodes I've seen, it just feels like a Joss Whedon.
I'll tell you
Marvel
right
bullshit
now.
thing.
That is a
I'll-
common complaint that I've heard,
I'll-
where everyone's trying to get in quips.
I'll tell you right now, it does not get better. Right? The writing from episode 1 is like the same from up to episode 10.
Damn.
Wait, talking about the anime or the live action?
Live action.
Oh, I was about to say no. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, but yeah, there's just quips, and I mean, it's not like there's like the original Cowboy Bebop's like funny. Like I laugh actually at like quite a few parts of Bebop, but it's not like this like, well, Marvel thing. Like just the first episode, there's like the part where Jet accidentally grabs like the girl's boobs, and he's like, it's like that sort of thing. It's like this, what the fuck? Is like, did Joss Whedon write this? Like, like,
Oh no.
like it's because
That takes on a whole different meaning now.
Well, yeah, because he has like in 2 of the things he's done, there's like a gag where like like a guy lands on a girl's breasts, like her boobs,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, this is awkward, this is funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, it's just kind of like what?
Yeah.
Can someone
also-
take the horny bat to Joss Whedon's kneecaps? If so, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Or also, I no disrespect to Yang Cho because he's not like a bad actor. Like I've only
Oh,
seen him in
no,
like a
he-
couple things like Searching and a couple other films, and he's like a good actor.
Yeah.
But like, my problem is that John Cho is it Cho? Pretty sure it's pronounced Cho, right?
Yeah, the sad thing is, like,
think
so
so.
much stuff about the Cowboy Bebop remake was promising. I think the casting was good. It seemed like it actually had the chance of being good. The intro seemed somewhat faithful. It was a little bit weird, but like it seemed like it was being made by people who actually knew what Cowboy Bebop was.
And then the show dropped.
Yeah, and then there's like a lot of things that and from what I've heard and seen, there are some like bits and pieces that are cool and show so much potential and show how it could have been better, but it just isn't enough to save it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Any more thoughts, Alex?
I was gonna make a. Let's see. I was talking about the writing. No, right. There's a point I was gonna make with this.
Something Josh Whedon, something Marvel.
It's just John Cho. Yeah. He's like, it's not like he's like a bad actor or anything like that. The only problem I have, like I've always had with the casting with him, is that like he's like nearly 50 years old, and Spike is supposed to be like in his like his late 20s, early 30s, or something
27.
like that.
I
27.
guess.
Yeah, like he's like a young guy. He's not like, like a teenager, but like, he's young, looks the part or whatever. And John Cho, like in the show, is like in great shape. Like there's like a part where he's like training or,
Oh yeah,
exercising.
he
And
looks
he's
great for his
shredded.
age.
Yeah.
No, for his age, he looks great. But like the thing is, like there's like a line where like Faye calls him like boy toy, and then I'm like, that doesn't really work when like that guy's old enough to be your dad. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, like, or maybe it's just like a height thing also, because Spike's like Spike's like not like the tallest guy in this show. Like there's people that are taller than him, but like looks fairly tall. He's like really thin and like has like a really, like, I don't know, like the build.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
doesn't
I'm not a
look like
fan.
someone who could kick your ass.
No, yeah, I'm not a fan of the casting, except for Jet. I actually like Jet's casting pretty. Actually, like I think he's pretty perfect. I just wish it was in a better production, like where he didn't have to quip.
Because you can tell like some of the people involved with it are passionate about it and really wanted it to be good, and that's what makes it all the more painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problems with his casting. It's just, but that's like, he's like the one thing I was like immediately, I'm like, oh yeah, he works for me. Like the voice, his appearance, his mannerisms when he's not trying to quip. It's just,
Right.
I don't know. I'm so
It
I'm so
just
done
works.
with the awkward quipping. I don't know. You guys can keep going. I'm just gonna ramble. You guys have seen more of it, so you guys can
don't
probably talk about it better.
understand.
It's
Grr.
it's okay. You don't understand, Alex. Every piece of media now needs quips.
Otherwise, the audience is gonna get bored.
Exactly. You
Listen, character needs to look at villain and say, haha, mind if I drop in? How are you doing, buddy? Who is actually my villain. But I'm calling you friend because it's funny.
Funny.
you gotta think like a producer. Right. I guess we'll move on to Alex too.
I do think that talking about like Cowboy Bebop and why, so it's mostly just talking about the live action one and why we think it failed or how it failed.
Well, the question is just why it would never match up to the original, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the
I would
why
say they
it fails falls under the umbrella.
Yeah, I would say going into it, they had a really solid idea of what the general outline of Cowboy Bebop was, what its front-facing themes are, and they had a decent idea of what the aesthetic is. But where it really starts to fall apart is the really intricate things that truly make Cowboy Bebop what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Mother's Basement did a really good video talking about how their brilliance and like really cool things that were done with the show, and even changes that were made, like the idea of like the woman who wants to turn everyone into monkeys. They changed it so she like wants to turn everyone into trees, which is kind of that's a fun change. I like that. It's like way more terrifying, and the effect is really cool. There's also like a bit where like Jet is like using hologram technology to like view his daughter's like recital while they're in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
And that kind of feels in character too. There's like all of these moments where it feels like the crew behind it, like the writers and everything, are truly giving it their all, but unfortunately they kind of like fail to understand like the real like nitty-gritty details that truly make it Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I mean,
feel
from
that.
the few episodes I've seen, I would agree. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it, towards the ending, it like they like oh they like oh I it gets
Like
better. Or
yeah, like a good example would be like the he talked about like the differences between like the different Cowboy Bebop openings, and how like in the original one, basically every single image in it has like a distinct purpose. Like it basically, if you watch the original Cowboy Bebop opening, every single bit of animation in that is meant to summarize what every story in Cowboy Bebop is like. So it starts off with like Spike running into danger head on. The shot of like Jet running in the opposite direction towards him is like Jet coming to save Spike when he gets in over his head. All of these little details basically summarize what every episode of Cowboy Bebop is like. But in the new opening, the shot of Jet running doesn't really line up chronologically. They just included that shot because, oh, it's from the original. It isn't really understanding Cowboy Bebop and its themes. It's just kind of copying it because they love Cowboy Bebop. And it looks nice, but it doesn't like have the same sort of meat to it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Any more thoughts on it?
Alex.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, nothing else that I can really think of. It's been a while since I've seen Cowboy Bebop, and most of what I've seen of the live action one is just been like out of context clips and reviews. Partially because I didn't want to. I was like, if you do watch it, even as a hate watch, it ends up supporting it anyway.
Yeah, which is why I hesitated to watch it, but I was like, oh, I'll just do it anyway. It's not like it's already canceled. It's not gonna get another season,
it's
so
canceled
it's like
now,
whatever.
So hate
Cancel
watch away.
anyway. Just watch.
But also that one clip of Ed that just exploded. Spike Spiegel!
We were robbed of a season 2.
And the thing, what's sad is that Ed actually, the actress that plays, or the actor that plays Ed, tried. Like they got the mannerisms down and everything. It's just she did not get the best direction.
Oh, definitely.
Well, it looks like a nostalgia critic skit.
I feel like a lot. I feel like a lot of it is just
Ouch.
misdirected.
That's the whole joke.
It's just like if there's like, and when she like mugs into the camera, she sounds like Pee Wee Herman almost. Spaggo.
What, Gumby?
Oh my god.
Just imagining now like a dub of the Netflix Pee Wee, but I mean the Netflix Pee Wee, the Netflix Bebop, the Netflix Pee Wee, Cowboy Pee Wee Bebop,
Edgy
Pee-wee
Pee Wee.
Bebop.
yeah, Pee Wee Bebop. Oh, that could work. It's like drop Pee Wee Herman, but like dressed up as Spike Spiegel.
That's
Oh, you know what? He would make a good host
I'll
for
watch
Big
it.
Shot.
that's how season 2 will start. Just Pee Wee Herman.
I
as-
meant to do
as-
that.
The reward is a whopping 50 million warlogs.
Go ahead and scream your head out. We're miles from where anyone can. I can't do it right now, but
Alright.
Hey Cherry, what's the bounty for today?
what's the like instead of the word of the thing?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I will watch that.
that'd be good.
Hey,
Cowboy Curtis joins him.
Yeah. Oh, right. It would work because the cowboy and
You know what? That needs to be a fan thing. We have Bart Kira. Someone needs to do Cowboy.
Pee Wee Bebop,
Yeah.
or like there's like Cosby Bebop, or like it's the Cowboy Bebop theme, but with Bill Cosby sounds. But just like do the same thing, but with like Pee Wee Herman sounds like the or something.
Alright. I'll move on to myself. Is just the I actually saw the live action Cowboy Bebop and the animated
The
one.
whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Oh, you
In-
poor soul.
In the span of like, yeah, I saw it with Pale. Like,
Oh, you
And-
weren't kidding when you said you two
Yeah.
watched it, or
Yeah,
how was I
dead
supposed to know? No one told me. I would have.
what do you mean? You just said we were we told you. you just thought we were kidding.
I thought you were kidding.
No, dead ass serious.
God dang it. Oh well.
And I gotta say, like, I watched the show trying to not compare it to the animated one, just as its own thing, because they
Yeah.
probably were trying to be their own thing, and like, my thoughts on it, like, completely separate from the anime. It's just
Yes.
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yep.
like a lot of talking with oh shit. Again.
Damn.
Okay.
So where did we leave off?
I was
We were
talking
talking
about
about
Bebop and how on its own it's just boring. Right? I was there. It was
the live action
the
one.
live action one is
Yeah.
just straight up like boring. There's a lot of
He got
talking.
cut off.
There's a lot of like long drawn out scenes of nothing.
Yes.
Even though they could have been using it for like actual maybe development of the characters.
Yeah.
The best example I can think of is in spoilers in like I think 6 or 7 where they're making a plan to go against the what's his name? Perot, like the French this French assassin killer, whatever. The balloon guy in the anime. Balloon.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
yeah,
the balloon
that
guy. Oh, yeah, the creepy ass guy.
Yeah, the creepy ass guy. So there's a scene in there in like the live action one where they're planning on like swarming him, and they take it and they just repeat the same dialogue 3
Just
times
talking.
of how Jet they're like saying Jet's plan on how to ambush this guy like 3 times, very long and drawn out because they're like bored of it, but it it comes off as filler and trying to waste
Yeah.
the audience time because it goes nowhere and it's not even funny. I know comedy is subjective, but it's not funny. I don't think they were trying to be funny in that particular scene.
Oh, I meant in the show. I'm like, they're definitely trying to be funny in the show. But you talk about that scene.
That scene,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that scene yet, but I was just thinking. I think a good example really is even just the first episode, like the opening, like the first 5 to 10 minutes. You know, the heist at the beginning. Not the heist. My bad. The robbery. I mean, not the robbery. Where they're trying to apprehend that one guy at the beginning at like the casino looking place.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
opening, the
The
opening
first
scene. I don't know how
episode,
to
yeah.
describe. Yes, yes. I don't know how to describe it. Yes. It's like 10. It takes like 7, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and I'm like, if this was in the anime, I feel like they would have done this in like a couple minutes. It wouldn't take because there's just a lot of like standing around and awkwardly waiting and
Yeah.
talking, and then the guy comes out of the bathroom and they just kind of stare at him.
Yeah.
We wait for him.
Yeah, yeah.
All
That's
just the
funny
fight.
then.
And that's like
It's just
another problem with the show is just it's very slow on almost everything, really. Like
and it's not intentional.
dialogue
either. Like
seems
it's,
clunky, the action is slow,
the action, yeah, the action.
shit, where was I gonna go for it? Like talking about like how the characters just talk and shit in episode 2.
Yes.
They
The Mexico. I mean, wait, no, that's the first one. No,
where like I think it's episode 2 is where Jet kind of goes on his own adventure, like finding someone from his past, and you get Spike and Faye on the ship trying to find like their next bounty or whatever. Is that episode
the second
2?
one or the third one? What happens in episode 2? I literally just
no,
watched,
you know what?
I literally just watched episode 2 and I don't remember what happened.
It's probably episode 3. My bad. You know what? It doesn't matter. All I know is
and I don't remember. That's a funny thing.
They talk a lot, and it's like a big chunk of the episode is just Spike and Faye talking to each other, and it's supposed to be like some sort of comedic, witty banter between two professional bounty hunters trying to bond, but it comes off very annoying because they could have spent the time actually going out to find the bounty or something, and they could have bonded there as well. But it's just them in the Bebop just talking about what bounty they want, whatever, for like half an hour.
They talk way too much, yeah.
And like the last couple minutes,
Probably like budgetary restraints.
Faye talks about how she took down one really big and powerful bounty in the past. But like but I at that point I genuinely did not give a shit because it was just a bunch of talking, and like my mind is elsewhere, and even the talking was just nothing. Like it dwells into nothing.
Right.
The action. You mentioned the action. That is really sluggish, though, compared to the original.
Yeah, but like,
and it's not even because it's live action. Because like, at least for me, I was like thinking like if I've seen like if you've seen like The Matrix or like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or something like that, like or you know even just like Jackie Chan movies, you know, like you can have very quick, fast-paced action, you know. But like for some weird reason, the action is just really sluggish in this show, even when they're fighting at like not in slow, because there's a lot of slow motion for some reason. When they're not fighting in slow motion, it's like it just feels slow with everything. It's just kind of like what? Like I don't know.
It is very slow, and like I kind of understand, like, because you're probably dealing with people that like actors that probably haven't dealt with fight choreography, or maybe
Probably.
they just didn't have like a fight choreographer in there and did the basics. Because
I think they would have a fight for choreographer. I think it's just more of the director being like, "Yeah, that's good."
yeah, that's
you
good
know.
enough. Because all like they have the basic actions of their setup where I can see where it's going. It just feels a little half-ass on the motion part. Like they're just going
Yeah.
to the next mark, not actually doing the fight choreography. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then let me see. So that's like trying to not compare it to the anime. Unfortunately, since it's copying a couple episodes from the anime anyway,
You have a direct.
you kind of like compare it unintentionally or intentionally, and it like the anime just does everything better. It's like it's visually more appealing, it's funnier, it's more dramatic. The characters aren't annoying. The characters that's supposed to be scary are scary. In the live action one, no way is Vicious some sort of like force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah, I did hear like the guy playing Vicious didn't do or the Vicious in this one. I can't say anything about the actor, but apparently the portrayal of Vicious was not good.
You didn't think he was hot?
Like translucent is hot.
Yeah.
Of course he's hot. Doesn't mean he's good.
True.
But like, that's like the surface level of it. A couple of things that kind of bother me from the live action one is what was it? It's the insistence of trying to be funny a lot of the times.
Yes.
Where I don't mind it trying to be funny, but it's kind of weird when most of the episode feels like either a Seinfeld episode or an SNL skit.
Don't be mean to Seinfeld like that.
But Seinfeld is supposed to be
I don't
funny.
know. That's funny.
I like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
And then
Is good.
what's like last couple of things is the weird use of Dutch angles during the entire series, where they
The Sky High Fever.
they put it in like nonsensical places where the edit
The
just
angles.
yeah, the angles just make no
Oh, like
sense.
the framing and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's an aesthetic choice, but it's just weird.
There's a lot of Dutch
Yeah.
angles for some odd reason. Well, it's not even the thing, it's just like the angles. Like already like that GIF I posted earlier, where'd it go? Oh, it's in podcast chat. The thing, the Netflix link of the GIF, like of the ship. And the original anime, it's like a low angle sort of thing as the ship
Mhm.
arrives, and it makes it look, because you have it at a low angle, it makes it look bigger, and more imposing as it arrives. Like, like it's like this massive thing, and it's like, it's pointing up in the frame. Like if you're, I don't know if you guys are looking at it right now, but it's pointing like upwards at the frame.
Let me see.
Oh, the spaceship landing, or
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
if you look at the
yeah,
tip
yeah.
of it, it's pointing, like, it's a low angle and it's pointing up. So it makes
Right.
it look like this huge, dynamic, imposing thing, kind of like the Death's, like, like the, what's it called, the, not the Death Star, the oh man, what's it called, like in Star Wars, Darth Vader's the fleet,
like a
the,
Star Destroyer?
yeah, the Star Destroyer, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know,
all the way they
the
do,
giant
like,
ship
the huge
that,
weight and everything.
The Star Killer.
yeah, Star Killer base, yeah. Yeah, like it's like, yeah, it looks imposing, and then the Netflix one, it's like a high angle if you look down at it, like
Yeah.
And because it's at a high angle, it makes it look smaller. And because it's also at a high angle, the ship is pointing downward, so it just looks. It doesn't look very imposing compared to like the low angle upward phasing thing.
Yeah.
It's basic framing shit. Like
Yeah.
low angles.
It's a
Low
lot
angles
more
are used to
boring.
make something. Yeah, low angles are used to make someone look like more intimidating. If you have a high angle on someone, they look smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like shit like that. Like I don't know. I could complain a lot about that, but whatever. We're talking too much about the Netflix one.
Yeah. We'll get to the
Yeah,
anime
watch
one
the original.
eventually.
The original is on Netflix too. Watch that instead.
I'll put my like final thoughts on that. It's just so one thing is, even though it had a really big budget, it feels cheap. Like it feels like they used the same couple of sets for like the whole 10 episodes.
Right.
But that's not like, that's just nitpicky. Like, it just feels cheap. That's it.
Yeah.
And it was the last thing. Like Chungus isn't here, like, because he also was kind of like, he didn't see it, but he saw a couple episodes with us. And,
The Netflix one.
of the Netflix one, and like he had like the best expression of it, saying that it's just a bunch of doo doo. Like,
Beautiful faces.
because I'm paraphrasing, because he said like, oh, I didn't want to judge the show because everyone was judging it, and so I didn't want to see it in that light. But yeah, the show is straight up bunch of doo doo.
Straight doo-doo.
I have a friend who actually likes the Netflix show better than the anime, believe it or not.
Damn.
Be a boomer.
Oh, and
Well, he is like in his 40s, so like
Yeah.
yeah, and
or 50s, I guess. I think he turns 50 this year. But no, yeah, he never saw the original, and he was kind of like, he's not a big into animations, which I think I'm like is because he says that like it's like
That's
I think
the
it's like
crowd
a
that it's
bias.
made for.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like how the hell do you think this is? No. He's cool. I love him. I'm not gonna talk.
Right. But like,
I'm just kind of perplexed. Like, wow, how?
like, if you watch it outside of like that context that it was originally presented in, then yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, I guess I just found it uninteresting regardless if I remove myself from it, but I don't know.
okay, and the last thing I want to mention is just, after seeing the whole series, I can see why people will like it. Like, it's just okay, but I do not see why anyone would praise it. Like, it's just it's so bad, even for Netflix standard, to a point where it's just, who thought that this would have been a good idea? Oh,
Netflix.
but whatever.
Yeah.
Netflix got the money. They can do whatever they want.
Aren't they still in debt?
Most likely.
I don't know.
Damn.
You can be in debt.
Oh
and
yeah, I
still have
forgot
money.
they're in debt. Yeah.
Oof.
You just borrow more money.
More money
They
that
should go
you
on
don't
they should go on a bounty hunt for better writers.
All right, Pell, your thoughts on it?
All right. I'm here to tell y'all wrong. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
You're wrong. Netflix
Please don't
Bebop
hurt me.
is the best thing ever made. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Dutch angles are great. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The lighting's great. Oh man, I love quirky Faye. I mean, she's so quirky.
The
Oh
quips,
man,
I cannot live without the quips.
man, it's so woke.
And
Woo.
remember when Star Lord appeared in that one episode? Oh man, like in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and like that's what it fucking feels like. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like with the lower budget.
I can't help but feel like that's part of the reason why it got greenlit, because Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh yeah, they're like, what if we did this, but like made it like Guardians of the Galaxy, which in theory sounds like a good money making thing, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but worse.
Yeah, Pill.
Much worse. No, I'm joking. It's too
But
much
are
Dutch
you?
angle, too much lighting. I mean, I like the Dutch angles, like when they do it in movies and stuff, but too much for no reason. Just like, why
Like,
is this
like,
too
damn,
much?
bitch, why'd you produce this in the Netherlands?
Yeah, like it's too much that it
Like the
becomes like.
first, like Battlefield Earth, or like 95% of that movie is a Dutch,
Yeah.
it has
You know
Dutch
what?
angles.
Yeah, exactly like that.
It reminds
Yep.
me of my photography class in college where I took a lot of Dutch angles. But at least with mine it made sense. I gave it purpose. This series it's no purpose. It's just like Dutch angle, Dutch angle, Dutch angle, Dutch angle, Dutch
It's for the art.
I remember there was like an idea that I thought of as like for like a segment in like a comedy movie where like these guys go to the Netherlands and they have to like constantly climb upward because everything's at a Dutch angle.
It's funny.
I didn't like. I don't necessarily hate it because there was, even though it's kind of dumb and kind of cringy, and it is boring. There was like something that like it's okay, I guess, but it's not. It's obviously not. It's not the anime. Um. I didn't like what they did with Faye. Like they made her too quirky. I'm like, she's not even quirky. I'm like, why is she quirky in this?
Yeah, she's
I do
like,
know that like they wanted to like downplay the sexual aspect of her character, which is noble enough, but what they replaced aspects of her character with weren't really that good.
Which just made her annoying. I was just like, shut up, nutbags and nuts.
well, the thing's
and I
that
don't know.
she's like, I mean, but even then, it's just like she's supposed to be confident in the anime. Like she's like this kind of like yeah, the sex appeal, whatever. But even without that, she's like kind of confident and like
Yeah.
smooth talking. But then here, she's like awkward and like
They're
meandering, and it's just kind of like that's not fair.
they're all kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's weird. Like they're not supposed to be awkward. They're supposed to be like I don't know. Yeah.
They're
Faye's not Faye's supposed to be confident and like, whatever, and up forward and up front and whatever, and then this is just like, well, it's awkward for no reason.
And we were robbed of not enough Ed screen time. It's like,
not
damn,
enough head screen
I wanted
time.
to see the baby.
The
My
only
mommy.
casting, yeah, the only character they did complete justice to was Ein.
Yeah.
They didn't give enough screen time. Like
Ein's
it was just like
funny.
the episode when they introduced it, and then like the episode when it was convenient to the plot, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Listen,
Heinz
the dog was expensive to rent.
Ein's the
Damn.
best character.
Ein was the first casting choice that was shown too.
Oh really?
Yeah, when they first like announced it, they showed like they did like a promotional video. It was just like the dog that would play Ein at like a table for a script read.
Well, that's funny, but
Yeah,
at the same
it's
time, now that
fine.
we see the final product, I'm kind of like, I wonder if it's just like a confidence thing. It's like, no one's gonna be mad if we show a dog playing Ein, because like, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? Get mad at like showing like an actual corgi as Ein? Like,
Yeah.
it's because he's like a corgi, right? He's supposed to be one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
their philosophy was find the corgi and the rest will fall into place.
The corgi is the key to all of this.
Continue on,
Yes.
Pale.
Just yeah, it's just about it. Yeah, it's something.
No amigos.
Oh
Amigos.
yeah, no amigos. That was the most disappointing thing of all.
What?
The
The cowboy. He goes like,
Oh,
the
amigos!
cowboy character in the TV
Oh,
show.
yeah,
in-
which
in Big
yeah,
Shot?
which in the dub is he voiced by Darren Norris in the dub or something?
I don't think he is.
Because he sounds like Darren Norris, like when he like in the early seasons of Fairly Odd Parents when Timmy's dad sounded a little different. It kind of sounds like that, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm like, I was thinking it was Phil Hartman. I'm like, there's no way they got Phil Hartman for the dub. I don't think they even did the dub when he was alive, but still.
What was it? Well, in the dub, it's like a Mexican, right?
No, it's just
Uh,
like a, I don't know.
We're talking about the Big Shot, right?
Yeah, the Big Shot
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you have nothing else, we'll move on to
No,
Foil.
that's it.
That's it. All right. So Foil, you there?
Hello?
Oil.
Oh no,
I guess he's still like indisposed.
wrapped up. He's still wrapped up in foil.
Still wrapped up in foil. I come back to him when he comes back. So
Oh, foil. When
Oh,
will his
foil.
adventures end?
anyways, so now we go to the anime, the Cowboy Bebop anime. So Pale, how did you discover it?
I guess like just like it's not really interesting. It's like, oh, just Pan Peaks a reference in it, or like YouTube.
Yeah,
Or, like some of y'all
just
going,
like-
y'all gotta watch this, and I'm like, I'll
Yeah,
watch it
same way.
eventually.
Same way, just hearing like references to it in passing, and then eventually I would see Cowboy Bebop appear in like a video title. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that mentioned before, and then I would just learn about it from there. It's like, okay, I'll check it out.
And
And
never
that's it.
watch it.
Until like last week. No, the last week.
Until-
I don't know. Yeah.
Until I
Wait,
forced
are you
you to
saying you
watch it.
discovered it? You discovered it last week, or you
No,
didn't see
no,
it
I
until
watched
last
it.
week?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't watch it until like
I discovered it last week. It was so good, I had to go back in time and tell everyone else about it, and that's why the fandom's a thing.
Yep.
yeah.
At least in my case, it's just I remember watching. I think like the final episodes on Adult Swim a couple of times, because I didn't know anything about schedule. So it's just watching whatever was on at that moment. And
Yeah,
thinking,
it is very much like tied to Adult Swim.
And I saw I think the last 2 episodes on there, and that was pretty good. So I just kind of binge watched it later on. But this was years ago. I binge watched it later on, after seeing that, and then never thought about it until like a couple weeks ago, where I watched it again. That's it. Move on to Alex and Menace. You didn't mention how you discovered it.
Yeah, I Adult Swim. When it was like an first airing, I guess, because like there used to be I mentioned this in I kind of mentioned this in the Adult Swim podcast, but like when there was the Saturday action block back in the day, like in '02, where they would show like what's it called? Like they would show like Cowboy Bebop, Yu Hakusho, Space Patrol Luco, whatever it's called. What's that one about the Trigun? I don't know, a lot of good shit. Inuyasha. Like it would like, and that was like one of the shows that was on there, and it's early Adult Swim history. Like Bebop's been there since like the beginning. So that's how I remembered it, and also just like the opening, because I remember the opening more than the show itself, because I think I was just like too young. I was like 5, I think I was just too young to like really kind of like get into it. It was just kind of like it's quiet, it's a lot of action, but like I don't know. I remember the intro quite well, and that's like the impression that always stuck out. I was like, whoa, this is like this cool like I didn't not I didn't use this term at the time, but like this kind of like dangerous, there we go. It was like dangerous. I was like the sex appeal of the show was like, whoa, it's like dangerous, it's edgy, but it's in like also like elegant, not elegant, it's like fashionable, like no, tasteful, there we go. And I don't know, I just remembered that from like Adult Swim of the early days, just seeing it around and stuff like that. But I didn't actually get to watch like full on episodes until like I went to college or something because it used to be on Hulu. I think it was Hulu, right? I don't know. But yeah, that's how I watched it, and then came to Netflix, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, watch it again. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I guess the next one. Is it overrated and why? So, Alex, do you think it's overrated?
Yes, the Netflix one's better. No, uh,
You heard it here.
No. no, 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 no. I disagree. No, I disagree. It's not like my favorite show ever, but also if you ask me what's my favorite show, I don't really have one because it's hard for me to think of a favorite show because like I don't know. Like some days I'll be like probably SpongeBob, and then some days I'm like I don't know. Maybe it's like something else. I don't know. But no, I think it's fantastic. I think it's excellent. I definitely don't think it's overrated because I totally get its appeal and like why people talk about it the way they do and stuff like that. Like maybe on a personal level, it's not my favorite thing ever. But even on a personal level, I really like it a lot. I think it's well, it's just well executed on every level in terms of like the, purely from a formal standpoint, like technical level, like the animation, the art style, it's a beautiful looking show, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
like a hot take. It looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like the colors, the character designs, the worlds, the framing and blocking. Well, I don't think blocking is a term that's really used in animation, but the framing of the shots is really cool and interesting. Like it's always like even when they're just sitting around and talking, it always looks interesting. Like even when nothing's happening, it looks interesting. And even from a character standpoint also, like this is like a lot of stuff happening like with these characters and you get to know them better. Like, you really get a feel for them and get to sit down with them and understand them. And kind of from a writing standpoint, it's not like every episode's not the same. Like, there's like like there's the intro episode's like really good, kind of like action, fast paced fighting, kind of gives you everything. But then a couple episodes later, you have not a couple episodes, but you have like that alien homage where like the aliens on
Yeah.
board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be, it's like very clearly supposed to be an homage to the movie Alien. And then you also have like the one with the mushrooms, which is like a funny episode.
Oh yeah.
And then
That's
you
a
have
great
like the
episode.
one. Yeah, and then there's and then they have like the sad episodes, like the one where well, the last two episodes, and what's the one where Spike gets, I'm trying to remember the name of it, the one with the tears in the rain. um what is it, the one where Spike gets shot like out of a church building? It's
Oh,
like the fifth episode.
with like the choir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have like sadder episodes, you have, again, stuff like, darker episodes, you have funny episodes, you have action-packed ones, you have fucking weird ones, like what's the one with the balloon kid? Like he's just like a kid at heart,
Clown
but
guy.
yeah,
Oh,
he's fucking
that guy.
creepy. Yeah, he's fucking
Yeah, the
creepy.
kid.
Yeah, like you have like when that episode started, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this like a dream or something? And then I'm like, oh, this isn't a dream. This is like because I was like thinking like this has never happened before in the show. I was like this has got to be a dream. Like there's no way this is like
Right.
actually happening. And then I'm like, oh no, this is creepy because it's actually happening. Um, there's that, and then there's like kind of more quiet, contemplative episodes, like the one with like Faye's background and like, well, there's like two episodes with her background. Like there's the one where she runs into the doctor guy, and then there's the one where she suddenly her memories kind of come back to her, and Ein, I mean not Ein, Ed meets their dad. Um, Jet, goes and meets someone from, there's just like a lot of stuff like that. There's a variety in his writing. Like it's not just action. It's not a formulaic show. Like every episode is like, oh, there's action, here's more action. Comedy. It's like you get different genres
Right.
in the episodes, and which I can't say the Netflix one's been doing so far. Or at least in terms of tone, it's definitely not doing it like with atmosphere. Like Cowboy Bebop has this cool, moody atmosphere. It's like a noir, and then
Yeah, pretty much.
at its core, but there's like comedy and horror, action,
It
sci-fi
very does
elements.
experiment a lot. with like
Yeah.
tone and genre.
Yeah. Oh, no, but sorry, but to answer the question, no, I don't think it's overrated. I think it's like, it may not be my personal favorite all-time thing, although if we're talking anime, it could be maybe, or no, Yu Hakusho is probably my favorite anime, but no, I don't think it's overrated. It deserves its accolades.
Yeah, I would more or less echo the same thing that Alex said. I think while it isn't my favorite, I'm more of a I'm more partial towards like I think Penny and Stocking might be my favorite anime. Mostly
I
just
love
like
Panty and
Trigger.
Stocking too.
Mostly
Yeah.
like stuff by Trigger, and also I've been getting into JoJo lately, but I definitely appreciate everything that Cowboy Bebop does, and like not only is it like a trailblazer in the sense that like a lot of it ended up inspiring so many creators, not just in Japan but also in the West, but it was one of the first like anime in the United States alongside like Dragon Ball that sort of became really big and kind of helped introduce the West to anime
Yeah,
in like
well,
the
like for TV,
late 90s.
yeah, like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball, Pokemon.
Right.
Well,
Like Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop seemed to have a different audience than those three
Yeah.
shows, but
Bebop was
yeah,
like towards the tail end of like the initial anime boom, and it showed that it wasn't just like another medium for kids. It
yeah,
was one of the
which
first shows to like really do that and embrace. It didn't like dub itself or dumb itself down for like younger audiences. It very much stayed the way it was, and it's still very much tied to Adult Swim still, even though like there's no direct relationship. A lot of people, when they think Adult Swim, one of the first things they think of is Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, which is interesting because like if you look at early Adult Swim shows, Cowboy Bebop is nothing like those. Like a lot of those are just weird like stoner shit with
Oh
like the
yeah,
budget of like a ham sandwich or something like that. But then
right.
and then Bebop is like very refined and I mean I don't know. It is
I
interesting
mean, all
how
you
it's
got to do
nothing.
is pay for a dub.
It's nothing like it, but it fits the relax. I mean, actually, yeah, I said it's nothing like it, but never mind. It does fit the relaxed vibe of early Adult Swim, like like late night, like I can picture, like having Bebop
Adult
next
Swim
to
has this,
Aqua Teen and like
yeah.
C Lab, like they have
Yeah.
this relaxed sort of atmosphere.
Adult Swim, from its inception to even today, has like the capacity to show you the coolest thing you've ever seen and the dumbest thing you've ever seen back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
and
great.
yeah, like you'll have the coolest thing ever, like Rick and Morty, and then the next thing they'll air is like Cowboy Bebop, which is the dumbest thing ever.
Exactly, you get it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Alex, too. What about you? Think it's overrated?
No, I think it's worth a lot of the hype that it gets. I think it's very well made. It's worth the hype. It's worth all of the praise that it gets, and I think it's fair to call it a classic.
Fair enough. All right. I'm on the same boat. Like, it's it's a very well made show. Is like, even though it's short, it's like um the word,
It
like,
isn't longer than it needs to be.
yeah, like it's fully fleshed out. It does everything it's supposed to. It it gives you kind of what you want plus more without like overstaying its welcome.
Yeah. Imagine if it went the Dragon Ball route and there's like 600 episodes of Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop.
that would, man,
Like
that would
different
suck.
narrations of Spike, like, whoa, Spike this and this new iteration has blue hair or something like that.
Oh
He
no,
came back to life and has blue hair.
there'd be video essays about how Cowboy Bebop went downhill.
It becomes like The Simpsons or something.
Yeah. Good God, that is a hell of an alternate reality.
That's really funny. And Dragon Ball's like a one-off like thing.
Ooh, that's a strange thing to think about.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Goku just fights like who does he fight in the first season term or like the first arc? I'm trying to remember. Dragon Ball Z.
I'm pretty sure, didn't Dragon Ball basically invent the shonen genre?
Yes, it did actually, which
that
is
would
weird to
be
think about.
that would change so much.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, everything would be shorter
mean,
and
like-
society would be better for it, but
Like JoJo probably wouldn't exist. Probably wouldn't exist.
well, I mean they'd probably exist. It's just like if Dragon Ball was restrained and just like kept it to like a season of like 20 to 30
Oh
episodes
yeah,
or something.
but like if it was like, but if Dragon Ball was like a single episode or whatever, or like a single special.
Oh, no, then yeah, that'd be weird to think about. I don't know.
that'd be interesting though.
The channel chasers, the Mahu Mushi thing, which is like clearly just a Dragon Ball Z parody, like would not be a thing. Oh man, there's a lot of
The
ramifications if
real-
Dragon Ball did not if Dragon Ball did not exist, just so much that would change.
Would
But
you
yeah.
snap Dragon Ball out of existence if it meant Butch Hartman be snapped out of existence, like his career?
Yes.
No, because he's funny to laugh at.
Damn.
True.
Cold.
And also, I like Fairly Odd Parents and like Danny Phantom, even if he's not the sole contributor.
Yeah.
I would not want that to go away.
Yeah.
And plus, it gave us Nazi Classified from one of the writers, Scott. What's it called, Scott?
Oh, Scott Fellows.
Fellows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it works out. I'm glad he's alive because it gave us those things. But
True.
Anyway, back to my topic. Just
oh, sorry.
to finish it up, it's just no. I believe Cowboy Bebop like earned all that fan base, all that hype behind it. But yeah. Move on to Pale. Oh wait.
Same as y'all. Not my favorite, but I'm like, it's a good anime. I really like the music in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's another big thing with Cowboy. I'm surprised none of us even brought up the music.
It's probably the
What?
next one to
Wait, what did we not bring up?
The music.
Oh.
Music.
Well, I did. Well, I mean, I mentioned in the intro, but no, yeah, the music's excellent. It's fantastic. Like, I love the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Mixture of different genres and stuff like that. Like, it's cool.
How's that for a twist? We were all fake fans the whole time.
Continue on,
No.
Pale.
No, I saw it. I saw Cowboy Bebop. That's about it. It's same thing as y'all. It's not my
Okay.
favorite, but it's really good. It deserves it.
All right, and then Will, you there? I guess not. Oh
Well, I mean, he's here, but he's not speaking.
yeah. Anyway, move on to the next thing.
Which
Is
is
the likes and dislikes. So, Pale, what do you like and dislike of Cowboy Bebop, the anime? And no,
I
you can't say that you disliked everything about it.
Oh, I like the music. I like Ed. I like Faye. I like the characters. I think they're neat. I like their relationships. I like how they're fleshed out. And let's see.
And
I like the. I can't think of anything else. I like the story.
and dislikes.
I dislike how I kind of didn't know what the fuck was happening like the first 3 or 4 episodes until like shit. It was either when no, that was later on. I was confused like the first couple episodes. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And then like I was like, oh, I don't
Alright.
know.
Anything else?
I'm tired. I can't think of anything now.
Brain fry. In my case is the same thing as Pell. Like, I really like the music the Cowboy Bebop has. The jazzy, and it just kind of changes a little bit on a couple episodes.
Right.
I like the like the wacky villains on it. That
Yeah.
it's so much personality from it, even though they show up like just an episode or maybe or yeah, like it's usually just one episode. Like all the other characters that appear, just brimming with personality. My favorite one is probably the actual cowboy, the like that
Oh, yeah.
gets into Bebop's way when he's trying to find the teddy bear bomber.
Actual cowboy
The
and
actual
cowboy
cowboy.
bebop.
And like it's probably he's also like I find it kind of funny that he seems to be on Spike's like equal footing, even though he seems to be a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, Spike bests him by the end, but no, yeah.
Like it's just funny to see that. And I also like the fact that that cowboy character has his own theme song. Like he every time he appears, he has his own theme song playing. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, the whistle and like the cowboy thing.
yeah. Then dislikes is I can't really think of anything that I would dislike.
It's animated. I hate animation.
I hate anime. You know what? I hate cartoons.
Why am I on this podcast?
What is this? A baby's toy?
Like
God.
it does like I feel probably the only complaint I have is the maybe vicious like the beef against Spike and Vicious could have been expanded on a little bit more in the anime because everything was kind of just resolved at the last two episodes, right? It could have gone. I know it's like left for interpretation.
The ending.
Yeah, like some of the ending is like
It was
Why?
all a dream. I used to read
Why?
Word Up magazine.
why the reasoning behind it happened and whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I think it could have gone with a little bit more backstory, at least for the Spike and Vicious um rivalry.
Like kind of like expanded on it a little more because
Yeah.
Vicious is kind of like an afterthought for most of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That is, yeah, yeah. When I was like looking for reviews of it, that's like a thing that stood. I'm like, right, yeah, that's because I was like, because I didn't watch the whole thing from beginning to end. I watched it like in breaks. Like I'd watch, like 4 episodes one day, and then 3 episodes another day. Then I'd go a couple days without watching. But then I was like, oh right, yeah, yeah. This like that's kind of like the one thing. It's kind of like that, which it doesn't affect my enjoyment at all because the show is really good without that at all. Like like it's not like because it's which is why I don't always agree with the sentiment. Like your hero is only as good as his villain is, which I disagree because
Nah.
like Spike doesn't you know he's hardly a thing for most of the show. Well, he's not that important really for most of the show. Like you don't really think about it, and like you still love all these characters like Spike, Jet, Faye,
yeah,
Hein,
yeah,
and Ed. But yeah,
yeah. But it's not like a big deal about it.
no, yeah, it's
It's
not a deal
just
breaker.
if I had to complain about something or if I had to find a dislike, it would be that. Just like maybe Vicious should have gone with some more character development. 'Cause- and I don't mind him just being the final boss and that's it. But yeah, that's all I have. Move on to Alex 2.
Oh, sorry.
Likes and dislikes of Cowboy Bebop.
Um, Nothing really that I can think of in terms of the anime. I think it sets out to do what it wants to and doesn't really it doesn't really overstay its welcome. There's no fat to it that I can think of. Like nothing that I feel like the show could be better without. And and that doesn't necessarily mean like I think it would make it my favorite. I just think it's for what it is. It's probably the best that it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And what about you, Alex? A Menace?
Yeah, when we got to this question, I was like, I already actually explained it kind of when I was like seeing what I like about it, like, different genres and tones. So like I already explained what I like about it and the music, which I didn't talk about, but yeah, the music's really good. Yeah, I don't know if I have any dislikes other than the thing you mentioned. Maybe if I want to really be nitpicky, it's just kind of like, with Vicious and like the villain stuff, but like that's about it. But it doesn't affect my enjoyment of the show. Like I'm not like that's not like a thing I walk away thinking about. Like, yeah, it was good, but I wish we got more Vicious. Like that's not like that. I don't like it. I don't care. That's not that's not a deal breaker for me at all, or something that bothers me. I think it works for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that. Unless Foil is Foil back?
Hard to say.
Because the last topic, right?
Yeah, this is the last
Right.
topic.
Yeah.
Unless you
We've
want to
been
add
recording for
2 hours, more than 2 hours.
Oh,
oh yeah, you stopped recording every
Yeah, it was like 1 hour something when I
So-
started
so-
recording, and we're at like 47 minutes, so over 2 hours.
Ah!
I mean, we had a good topic, 2 good topics. But yeah.
Now we talk about why Cowboy Bebop is the worst thing ever made, and
Finally.
and
No.
how the Netflix live action adaptation fixed everything wrong with Cowboy Bebop.
Animation stinky.
That's-
Grr.
That's got to be a video.
Boo.
There's got to be a video of that somewhere out there for like what the Netflix version improved upon. Like there has to
Oh,
be
yeah.
someone who would that take.
There's someone
There's-
who's the contrarian.
There's definitely some sort of video out there that says that. The closest thing I
Yeah.
know is I saw like one person, maybe an article saying how the Netflix fixed Julia, but like I didn't read it, so
Oh yeah, there's like barely anything. Oh yeah, that's another character like but yeah. I don't know. It's not about them, whatever.
yeah. But I guess there's something else. So like, any last words?
Bang.
Not really that I can think of. Just watch Cowboy Bebop, watch King of the Hill, and don't watch the live action remakes of either of them.
Wait, what? Live action King of the Hill?
Live action King of the Hill?
Ew,
Yeah.
no.
That's
live
not
action what?
happening.
What?
Yeah.
The thing?
Oh yeah, it's happening.
They're making a revival. I know that, but it's not.
Oh.
It's not live action. It's
Yeah,
it's-
no, it's real. The Rock is gonna play,
Oh.
and Chris
The
Chris Pratt is gonna have his face superimposed over for Bobby.
Oh
Oh.
my god, that sounds horrible. And
Masterpiece.
Ryan Reynolds is Dale. The Rock is Hank. Bill is played by
Danny DeVito.
I was thinking
No,
of that.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, but that's too good. No, you need something.
That's too good for Bill.
That's too good for this idea.
C.K. Riley.
Bill can be played by Chris Pratt. And Boomhauer can be
Yeah.
played by
Chris Pratt gets fat again.
Yeah,
You know what? Every character gets played by Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
It's like the Nutty Professor or the dinner table scene. They're just all played by Eddie Murphy.
Let's not even call it King of the Hill. Let's just have a new show called Pratt's.
Pratt of the Hill.
Meet the Pratts.
Meet the Pratts. Chris
So
of the Pratt.
It's basically just King of the Hill, except everyone is Chris Pratt, and it's called Meet the Pratts.
Even the dog is Chris Pratt.
Especially the dog is Chris Pratt.
He barks at like gay people, like.
No, oh no!
Oh.
He's
Like
like,
like Lady Bird when Hank.
I
when
don't
people
understand-
Think Lady Bird's racist.
right? Yeah, they'd have to adapt it for a new audience. And it's also important, and also it's funny because there's a bit of truth to it.
Wait, what do you mean?
Isn't he part of like an anti-gay church?
Oh yeah, that was a joke. That was a joke I was making. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna die. Oh.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, and Chris
Oh.
Pratt's gonna be the end of us.
Chris Pratt is gonna outlive all of us probably.
Allegedly part of that, you know. I
it's
don't
gonna
want.
be
I don't want to
like-
get in trouble with lawyers.
It's gonna be like It's Such a Beautiful. You guys have seen that movie, right? It's Such a Beautiful Day, right? Or no? Like the
Yeah.
animated
I think I've
movie.
seen it once.
I mean, I think
Animated.
from what I've heard, Chris Pratt doesn't. He doesn't. He lives and let lives.
Oh, he does apparently, but I don't know. Something about him rubs
Yeah.
me the wrong way. Where he's gonna be outed as like the next Dan Schneider or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every time there's like a celebrity who someone posts about, like, oh,
Hello.
Alex,
Hello?
you there?
every time it's like every time Chris Pratt or like anytime someone says like, oh, this celebrity is such a cool guy, he's so nice, I'm just like, what is he hiding?
That's
Don't say that about Keanu Reeves. I
Tom
have to
Hanks.
Okay,
believe that he's
Keanu's okay. Look, Keanu, Weird Al Yankovic, those guys are good.
Tom Hanks.
Even Tom Hanks, there's like a lot of people saying that he was in the Little Black Book.
Yeah, well, that's a topic I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about
That's
the
a-
flight logs of
that's a
Moving
different-
on.
yeah.
That's a different topic.
That's our next podcast topic.
That's the next podcast.
Oh,
We'll talk about the Epstein flight logs.
I didn't
First-
sign up for this.
The first person we're talking about is Matt Groening because he was on those flight logs. So
The first person we talk about is Pale. He was.
Oh my-
Okay, real talk. Which character of King of the Hill would be the most likely to go on the Lolita Express?
I guess
John
is
Redcorn.
Redcorn.
Oh.
Yeah. So Redcorn and Dale, but Dale would be just to like
Dale has
uncover
Dale wouldn't-
uncover some
Oh yeah,
secrets.
Dale would go. He wouldn't do it because like he'd have like, oh hell yeah, sex with underage women. It'd be like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to discover their
Hank-
real no, but like he wouldn't
Yeah.
even go to bust them. He'd think like that's just a cover up for the real ploy, which is like them trying to like insert microchips in like toothpaste or something stupid
Yeah.
like that. Like he's like, nice try, but this
Hank
like
would think it's like-
underage child trafficking is just a cover up for the real thing.
Yeah, it's just a cover up.
I know what I'm talking about. I know my rights.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see. Who wants to read out like what Royal's thoughts?
Who can do a good impression of Foil? No. Alex, you should do your Hank Hill voice and read what Foil says.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah. Where is it? Where is it?
It's in
It's in
general.
general.
Okay. I would just say real quick on here. At least you can mention in the cast Netflix Beebop. Oh wait, he's writing it in right now.
Yeah, but you can read what he's written
The
so far.
Netflix Bebop is yet another example of Hollywood just doesn't get cartoons, much like Japanese cartoons. I discovered
emphasize the
Bebop
Japanese.
first through Adult Swim, Action Block, and then later Toonami. The fact that Bebop is overrated is warranted considering it helped realize the anime is a medium. And then finally, man, I tell you what, man, the dang old combined ton of genres like sci-fi, dang old noir, jazz, they said it sells them all well. Whoo, boy, I tell you what.
The fact you did all four of them for each of his 4 points.
I just like just the boys standing by drinking their beer talking about how appointment.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess we'll just like Foil's still typing, so like
Yeah, well who's
We'll-
the next voice?
we'll
Are
wait.
you gonna do Bobby
I guess Bobby's really hard to do.
or Peggy or something or Cotton? Hank?
we'll wait until he's finished.
Hank, what are you doing?
It's almost like a Meatwad voice. Cotton's voice.
I can't do Meatwad at all. I have a friend who does a perfect meat wad, but I can't do it. Oh,
He made
all
me
right,
eat
here it
his
is.
own image.
All right, here's the next point.
All right. Even with something. Okay. Oh damn. Who did it? Even with something, I can't do cotton. Even with something as straightforward as making an as making an LA adaptation of Bebop, which sounds simple until you realize PPGCW reboot script is a thing.
Oh.
Damn. Is the live action Powerpuff Girls still happening?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Is it?
I thought they got canceled. I don't know.
The last thing I heard about
Well,
is that they were gonna
Or they were
like
gonna
rewrite the
Yeah, that's what I
pilot
heard.
episode.
Well, I don't know, Dale. I thought Riverdale was pretty good.
No.
They
I still
named
haven't
that
seen it,
show
but I've
See,
after
heard
that's
the
the
me.
plots.
difference between. See, that's the difference between me and you, Bill.
I'm based.
I'm more bass than you.
Yes.
I feel like that's something he would say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he would
term
definitely
existed.
use terms like based and red pilled.
Yeah.
And then it'd just be like, "Shut up, Dale."
Alright.
What's that one hate
Cowboy.
crime thing where it's like this is a hate crime? Like it's a hate crime because it's a crime against what is it? What he's like in court and it's like this is a hate crime against me and it's like why do you say that? Because it was done against me or someone hates me or something like that. And then it's like let the record show that somebody hates Dale Gribble.
Rusty Shackleford.
Yeah.
uh,
That's also a pretty good like when he
Unless-
actually meets the real Rusty.
Shackleford, yeah.
I think people take Bebop for granted because of the fact it's outdated compared to stuff like, say, John Wick or whatever, since it's a similar plot line and has better writing. Shut up, Bill.
I haven't seen I actually have not seen the John Wick movie, so I can't commentate, but I'm like, does it really have better writing? I don't know. I've never heard anyone
I mean,
compare
John
it.
Wick is very, very simple. It's very bare bones, and it gets you on board with what kind of movie it is very early. Because all you need to know is bad
I can't
men kill dog. Man
No!
angry, get revenge. And
Oh,
that's
yeah,
all
yeah,
you need to know.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I was just kind of thinking I feel like
Cowboy Bebop is just a
isn't
space loop in the third.
yeah, I was
that's
thinking
true.
like I don't think it gets philosophical. I've even heard someone say that Bebop is just space loop in the third, which is very accurate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
that
totally
makes
see
yeah,
that.
I can see it.
Everything is inspired by something.
I became a cop just to kill people.
No.
Damn,
No,
Alex.
what's the quote? Like I joined the police just to kill people. It's just like combing his hair.
Unless Foil's got anything more to say, I think
I think we're
My
good.
feet are falling
Right.
asleep.
Been at it. Oof, man, for a long time.
oh yeah, hot minute.
True
Anyway,
hot minutes.
see ya. Join us next time when we talk about I don't know. Gotta pick a topic. But yeah, see you. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you later, cowboy.
Wait. Wait.
Wait,
Are we still recording? Are we
yeah,
still
yeah,
recording?
yeah.
or-
Yeah.
Oh, it's the thing with Foil. Someone should tell Foil we're getting off. Wait, I'll tell him. Hold on, we're finishing. Wrap it up. Okay, Balkis Freeway says, this is hell. I personally think that Space Dandy Outlaw Star and a good chunk of Lupin is more entertaining than Cowboy Bebop. Man, Foil's with the hot takes here.
Damn.
Oof.
Foil's like Family Guy is better than Bebop.
Well, it is.
No, he didn't say that. Don't. I'm gonna say that for the people who are listening this far. Like, no, he didn't. He didn't say that, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. See you next time,
fun.
cowboy.
Bye. Cool.
Bye.